All right. Welcome back to episode 30 of the Otter Players podcast, where Gamescom is about to be underway. The reviews for Black Myth Wukong have come out, to some praise and some not so much. Uh, and even rumors of Final Fantasy 16 coming to Xbox. We'll talk about all of it, see what's really going on, get into it. But welcome back. Thank you for joining us, and we'll jump right into the intros. Uh, Nelson, how are you, man? What have you been playing?
I am playing Signy. My kids have been playing that Synth Rider game. Um, they like that. I'm not really into rhythm games, but they're loving that.
It's on your
I've been
VR.
playing. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm too damn tired to play VR.
It is
To be honest.
it is an undertaking that does wear you out. So I feel you.
Yeah, I'm on my feet all. So I'll play more in the winter. Hope Christmas break.
No doubt.
Gran Turismo, Helldivers, Kyborg, the demo. I put some time into that. That's really fun. That's mostly about what I've been playing.
That's what's up. That you finally able to get in a little more time gaming. It sounds like, or at least being able to start a couple things and jump around than
Yeah,
recently. So sounds good to me, man. Morgan, how are you and what have you been playing?
I'm good. Um, Sorry if there's background noise. I'm driving.
It's fine.
Honestly, haven't really been playing like anything this week. I've just been too tired. Just been working all week and coming home exhausted, so I just haven't really felt like gaming. So, um, yeah, I haven't really been playing anything. But hopefully that'll change when Black Myth comes out and I'm not too exhausted and feel like getting on. So yeah, not really been a too much of a gamer this week.
No doubt. That's fair. We all get those weeks, so I understand that. Uh, and Karaba, how are you, man? And what have you been playing?
Yeah, stuff everyone. What I have been playing. A little bit of in a slump right now. I got the plot for no nobody wants to die. I really enjoyed the game. Story wise, gameplay wise, I had a blast with it. Um, and I started what's that? Uh, Cult of the Lamb, and yeah, I enjoyed what I played. It's just absolutely terrible when it comes to I items management and stuff like that, and especially with how Cult of the Lamb is implemented. It's tough. Even if you go out fighting, the time is moving forward, so it takes a lot out of you. I already beaten, I think, two main bosses. No, one main boss, and I died at the very end of the second main boss. But yeah, I took a break from it. I'm actually gonna go play Dragon Quest, the previous one, to prepare for Vanguard. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Oh, this man ran away. Oh
Sorry?
man, you ran away from a challenge. I said, oh, you ran away from the challenge. Come on, Omar, get back in there. Serve the lamb.
Nah, I was actually. Now you understand why I was surprised when uh you mentioned that. I was talking to Morgan and I told her I was surprised that you were actually going to play Cult of the Lamb because I watched her play a large amount of that and I did not see anything in that game that I thought you would enjoy. So I was
I
surprised
mean,
that
I
you even
mean,
did that.
I enjoy
It's a roguelike,
roguelite.
so I think he would like it.
I
But
enjoy roguelite. It's
Well,
just
it's the management
the
part that I thought that
yeah
that was,
that
and
that
that's what I was talking about.
oh man, we listen, get your game up. That's excuses. Get in
That
there,
No, but
beat that game.
at some point, one day I'm not gonna. To me, it
Oh
just
man, it's always
feels
at some point with you, Omar.
that
It's always at some point.
no. The issue is I am not getting stronger. What do I say? Your upgrade are so terrible. It's not even funny. I need
Oh man, we making excuses.
I
Oh man.
in order to get a revive in the dungeon, I need to sacrifice a follower. Are you kidding me? Like
I
no,
sacrificed you first. It was
sorry.
like no sweat. I said I sacrificed you first. It was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and
you
kill
can
Omar.
sacrifice me. I get you on that end, but especially when your what you call it, your followers are dying of old age. Like nah, it's way too difficult to get consistently followers. That's the issue. Like I am what
Mhm.
10 followers and I had 13. Like a lot dies in an instant if you're not careful. But yeah, no, it's not
Oh
like the
man.
game is bad. It's just how do I say that? It's passable, I would say, like a 7 from what I played so far.
okay, that's fair. Yeah, I was just curious how you would get along with that. I mean, obviously, I knew you would like the combat, but I know from watching Morgan play it, in order to get to the combat, that all depend on how well you did with your village and dealing with all the issues going on in the village, uh, all the weird requests and other issues all the villagers would have and stuff like that. So yeah, I was wondering if
Oh
you were
yeah,
gonna stick to it or not. So
that's the thing is they wanted me to put someone in prison. I'm like, okay, I have no issue doing it, but that person is a grown up. Is what you call it? Is an old age person. So, but the thing is, old age people, you can't put them in prison or have them work. They just walk, poop, and that's it. I'm like, so, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
so did they tell
I'm
you
like,
why they wanted them in prison? Usually it's because they're not loyal or they're
no, he just wants to teach him a lesson because he is picky, he's a picky eater.
oh, okay.
Which again, I have no issue putting him in prison, but I can't because at that old age, I'm like, did you guys set your game right?
I mean, you don't have to, do every request. You can just I ignored
No, if you
a lot of requests.
you lose out on what you call it on face and a lot like 40.
I mean, yeah, I mean, but the thing is, but you lose out on some faith, but it's okay. Like you can always make it up. It's like that's not like you can't get it back. Like I like if you can't do it because there was requests. I've gotten requests that I can't do because of certain things, like they're either too young, too old, or I need them for a particular reason, and
But
I just ignore the request, and I
the
just take the next one.
the thing is for a game that is relying you on making decisions, you're supposed to, not get fucked by do this like damn if you do, damn if you don't, basically.
Yeah, but
Which
you're not fucked though, because yes, you'll lose some faith, but you can always get it back. It's not like it's gone forever and you can never get faith back. You can. It's just that
you
little bit's gone and
if you're
you
not
can just do.
careful, it give you a change of a chain event where multiple people start accusing you and stuff like that. Like I was as close to dying because I had zero faith whatsoever up
Yeah.
until I
I mean,
start.
to me though, that just sounds like you're a bad cult leader, Omar.
But there's a
You
thing.
did you did a bad job.
I was getting used to the game. I
I
didn't
feel
know how
like
to rate
I
my
feel
faith.
like you were ignoring the needs of your cult and you were just focusing on boss fights because I know you, Omar, and you probably
That's
didn't give a damn about the
actually
management and
not
you probably
true.
ignored your cult members and you were focusing like, oh, I can do this later. I need to beat this boss. That was probably your
No,
main
I have
objective.
been fighting the least actually.
Mm.
I have not like I try my best to not to go to fighting because when I go to fighting, my crew are dying because they
I
can't take
mean,
care
that
of
makes sense,
themselves.
Omar. Though it makes sense you wouldn't be good because you're not good at time management. So that makes sense that this game would be difficult for you. You're
Yeah,
not
It's
good
not
at doing
it's
it's not difficult,
at
it's
multitasking.
irritating. It's not difficult,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah,
irritating.
Okay. Okay. Regardless of whether it's difficult, it's not whether it's difficult or irritating. You're not good at it.
yeah.
That's why you're not good at this game. Because your time management
No,
and
no,
your
I am
multitasking
good. No,
skills
I am good at it.
suck,
But when your
Omar.
game, I am good at it. But when your game is
No, no,
putting
you're
you
not.
over,
You're,
that's where I'm like, okay, that's not
Omar, you
fair.
are horrible at multitasking. Getting you to do something, especially if it's not gaming or anime related, like we got to remind you 68 times. Like, Omar, did you do this? Oh, wait, no, I
You
didn't.
do
Oh,
realize I've been playing multiple multitasking games just fine. Like I beat
mhm.
Nino Kuni too. That shit had multitasking up to us too. What we are doing over
Uh-huh.
here?
Yeah, that's the
Uh-huh.
it's the factor with the actual cult leading and stuff though that
No,
I knew would
Mhm.
give you the
the
issue.
code leading is not the issue. The issue is how random they are.
But that's what I'm talking about though. Like that's what literally makes or breaks like your entire playthrough. That there were several times when
Yeah,
like you
gotta be
you
a good
had
leader,
to,
Omar. God.
yeah, like the way Morgan had to rearrange the base. She had to, to get the planting correct, to get, when she would do a ritual, all kinds of stuff. Like there's like a ton
Yeah, like
of
right now,
components.
I
Yeah,
can.
there's definitely a learning curve to try to
Yeah,
figure
no,
out,
no. Right
how to.
now, I have my rituals. What you call it? A price cut in more than half. Like I only need 30 bones to do a ritual.
But you said you were almost out of faith at one point, though, right?
That's the face. Uh, the face happened because I what did I do?
You didn't do
I
things.
so there were poop way behind the altar, and you couldn't see it unless you literally had to go there. And the thing is, I have a janitor, but he's not doing his job. I'm like, why are you not working?
Yeah,
I literally,
that's another thing that again requires some extra management. So I know what you're talking about.
I'm like, I already built it for you, and you can sign up someone to be a janitor. Apparently, it's supposed to be automatic. I'm like, okay. So when I come in and I see them sick, I'm like, why you guys sick? Only to find out, oh yeah, a lot
This
of
man about to kill his whole village. Oh
a lot
man.
of a lot of poop was behind the altar, which you couldn't even see. It's not even visible. You need to go walk behind the altar and hope to see an X mark to be able to put it to remove it. But most of my face loss happened because I am terrible when it comes to um uh, pressing on a person when he or maybe she, I don't know, is working. But I need them to do something for me. So they see that as neglect, and I lose 5 fate points because of it. It it's crazy.
No,
But yeah,
I got you. Yeah, it's not easy.
let's move on.
It's not easy.
It
But yeah,
yeah.
it's all good. I would just be interested about how that would go for you. So it went about how I thought it would. So that was just interesting for me. Um, but yeah, I mean, me personally, I've been playing uh the Super Robot Wars stuff pretty heavily. Obviously, I got the platinum for Super Robot Wars T, and then I finished Super Robot Wars X as well. So that does require another playthrough for the platinum. I literally only have one other trophy to go for the platinum for X now. So uh, that'll. I mean, that's gonna take a while because you gotta, like I say, get through the whole game again. But it should be a lot faster this time around. Um, it'll be nice to have that, and I'll have almost all of the platinums for the Super Robot Wars series, at least all the ones that are available on current day platforms. And then I've also been playing through Kunitsugami pretty heavily recently. Honestly, I think I'll probably beat that here shortly. I thought I would before we even um, got on the show, but I didn't just yet. But that game has been a lot of fun. Honestly, a surprise at how much I'm enjoying it. I mean, I thought I would initially before it came out, but actually seeing it and all the depth that actually opens up in the game as you go along has played a big role in making me pretty interested in the game. They give you a lot of unique challenges, a lot of different things you run into um, while you're playing the game. Honestly, something I definitely suggest for people who are curious and, like I said, if people are on the fence, there is a demo for it as well. But yeah, those are probably the main two things I've been playing, and then yeah, it's pretty much time for me to get back to Persona 3 Reload because I've been sitting back on it, and I'm really wanting to get the platinum in that lately, especially because I want the platinum well before we start delving into a lot of these other games this fall, and I definitely want it before Metaphor comes out later, which is right now still looking like my most anticipated game this fall. But speaking of most anticipated games and all the other things to come, um, it's a perfect segue for us to go into Gamescom, which is coming up this week. Um, it looks like it's going to start off obviously with the opening night live from Jeff Keighley. He's anticipating a few surprises as per usual. We've
Are you
already gotten
hosting?
some news, so we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I have to double check the timing and stuff like that, so we'll see what's going on with that. But we've already gotten some news. Plucky Squire to much excitement from a lot of us who were looking forward to that game. That news came out early. We finally got a release date. Thankfully, they did not move to 2025 like it seems like every other game is doing.
This
Yeah, so yeah, that was
Shit, games need to move to 2025. Just the next 30 days is fucking insane.
yeah, I'm everybody keeps saying that, but I'm perfectly fine. So I don't have an unimaginable amount of games to play myself personally. So I'm good with what's coming. To me, enough has moved already. I don't want anything delayed because while everybody says that, then next year everybody will be complaining that everything is crowded into 2025 because that is already looking crazy. And we're
Everything's gonna
a
be
lot of stuff like
probably
that.
crowded in the first 9 months because fucking GTA 5. You stay clear of that bitch.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be running away from GTA 6. So yeah, I
It's
already
gonna
can
be
see
even
how
worse.
it's gonna be. But yeah, thankfully we got that. Like I said, I think it's September. I think it's September 17th. I'd have to double check the date, but I know it is. I know it is in September that Plucky Squire is coming out. So
Yeah, I
again,
mean,
really excited for that.
that game is an indie and it's gonna be short. You can beat it and move on very quick from it.
what
Like,
game?
I mean, I don't know how
Crossfire,
short. I don't know how short it's gonna be, but
Wait, what game we're talking about?
I was talking about
Plucky
Plucky
Squire. I
Squire.
don't expect it to be a
Oh,
big game.
wait, why'd you think it'd be a big game?
Most
No,
indies aren't.
no, he was just saying
Oh,
he thinks it's going to be short because it's an indie, and I was like, I don't know about that.
oh,
So
oh.
I
I
play
mean,
plenty
yeah,
of
we. I
indies that
mean,
are not short, so I don't know.
yeah, we don't know. Yeah, I about to say I definitely played a lot of indies that are definitely not short. I mean, shit, we can look at freaking Octopath Traveler 2 is, it's a double A game. I got like 80 plus
Is
hours in
that
that thing.
is that
Um,
good to be called an indie though?
Yes, like because okay, listen. But the thing is, though, just because something is indie doesn't mean it's not double A or triple A. Like a lot of indie, I mean, technically Black Myth Wukong is indie, but apparently that's gonna be 60 hours. Like they said, it's 40 hours for main and then 60 hours if you like trying to get everything. So like it depends on what is your definition of an indie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, uh, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna be long, Plucky Squire, but I mean, who knows? But it's in PS Plus day one. So shout out to PlayStation for scooping that up. I was not expecting that. I mean, I should have though, because whenever like Shinobi's like really excited about a game, it's usually because he's got like some kind of deal with it. So, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
definitely did not see that being on PlayStation Plus, but
They're
that was a
always
nice
weird
surprise.
with this one. You never know what's gonna be on PlayStation Plus day one.
Exactly. They should keep it
That's how
that
they
way.
want it though. Because if you start expecting everything to go there, then people will stop buying games.
yeah,
Exactly.
It's really that simple.
and it's only like what 2 weeks away, 2 3 weeks away. Plucky Squire.
September, like I said, I think it's like September 15th. So just a little around 3 weeks.
Wow.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they did a great job with the announcement and the timing. Um, I think they were pretty much uh holding on to that tightly because, like I said, every single comment underneath um anything that they posted, everybody was just waiting for the release date with bated breath.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're glad they got that out the way, and now everybody's excited. We have an idea when that's coming. Um, we definitely got some more insights for Black Myth Wukong ahead of Gamescom as well. Um, some more information with that. We had a Stalker 2 deep dive into the development and what's been going on with that game and all the things that they've gone through and advancements. The game is looking a lot better, way more polished, and it's good to see that studio is thriving, and they're in a much safer place. So that was another good one to see that they're looking like they're going to be on target as well ahead of Gamescom, and we should see more from them there as well. Um, it's had
I'm
plenty
actually
of stuff
surprised
happening.
that game is still haven't got cancelled yet. Because they literally were in war
Yeah, the
with this
studio the
one.
studio is moved, and they have been for a while now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Because
they're no longer there.
I do know they lost some people, like a genuine death because of it
They did,
from that studio.
but yeah, thankfully
I am
Microsoft stepped
hoping
up and helped them out with that. So shout
I
out to
am hoping
Microsoft for
that
that.
Microsoft, yeah, came through and forked a lot of money to support them because they need it.
Absolutely. It seems to have helped because they're still looking like they're going to be on target for this year. So, shout out to them for putting in the effort and staying with their passion through everything.
Hmm.
We also got the last trailer for the last piece of DLC for Persona 3 Reload from Atlas with Persona 3 Reload expansion. Aegis Bridge of Time is their latest trailer. Again, that game has been phenomenal from start to finish thus far, and uh, I'll be excited to go ahead and get that completed this year as well. Oh, that's what's. I was listening, Sonny. Oh, he didn't get what you were saying about the Octopath thing. Not that you were saying it was any. You were talking about Double A and a bunch of different stuff. But yeah. Speaking of stuff that's like that, though, uh, one of your favorite games was Sea of Stars, and that actually was indie, and that's not short at all.
Yeah,
Um,
at all.
yeah,
I
I
think
put
it took
Amazing
me
that,
like
70,
but
70,
to be
80
fair,
hours in that.
yeah. I'm trying to figure out how long did that take me to play. Hold on, I gotta look that up.
to be fair, JRPGs most of the time are on the longer side.
Well, no, but I was talking
Well,
about it
technically, it's
particularly being an
not a
indie.
JRPG because they're not
I put
Japanese.
69
Yeah,
hours
No,
into it,
this
and I
is
didn't platinum
Sunday.
shit. I only got half the trophies.
yeah. You definitely gotta make sure you do a really specific set of things if you're really gonna max that out. Um, but yeah, also to other games and to much excitement, I'm sure, for Nelson. Ahead of Gamescom, we've also got a ton of news and a ton of previews um, for the upcoming Space Marine 2. So we've gotten to see a ton of footage of that. Uh, understanding the structure, how that's going to play, both co-op through the different modes, some PvP. They really kind of shown us pretty much everything except how the performance is going to play on consoles. So that's been
That's all that's holding up
and
my pre-order.
yeah, so that's been interesting lately having to fight these companies
Yeah.
with Unreal
I
Engine
think it's just
5.
because, yeah, that and it's like when it seems like it's a predominantly PC type of developer, they tend to just stick to showing PC. Kind of
Yeah,
sucks though, but yeah.
it does.
Well, it's focused though, so it's not really
Well,
indie.
this particular the franchise as a whole, like
Oh yeah,
Space Marine is like
Warhammer.
yeah,
Yeah.
like 90% of it is like only on PC, like available on
Hmm.
PC. So yeah, they're definitely trying to heavily appeal to them, but this seems to be a trend with Unreal Engine 5 games in general. Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah, Unreal
Wukong,
5G games just run like shit in general.
yeah, Wukong was another one that was guilty of that. So they definitely put out that trailer recently specifying, hey, here's PS5 gameplay. Don't freak
Yeah,
out.
it looks good, but I'm still skeptical. I'm like, okay, that looks really good. It's 60 FPS on PS5. Looks smooth. Okay, but like, I need to see I need to see it running for real, like somebody just walking around to see if these frames dip or not. Like, hopefully maybe somebody will get a PS5 copy before launch day. Um, preferably like Digital Foundry or somebody to be able to like let us know how the frames are and how the performance is in this game. I mean, I'll be playing it regardless, but I would like some reassurance. you know?
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. The recent footage I saw for Wukong on PS5 definitely set me at ease a little more.
Yeah.
Because they were hiding that thing like a magic trick for a while. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was good
I
to see that
was
it
I
was
was
running smooth.
surprised to see it running or seemingly running so smoothly on the PS5 with, everybody, all the reviewers talking about how the performance is, iffy
Mm-hmm.
or on PC. So maybe
Yeah.
they're just it's one of those situations where because the PS5 is a closed system, they're able to get it better optimized.
Well,
Um,
that was something I had to explain to a couple of people uh, that were asking me about issues with PC, and I had to explain to people that without reviewing games on PC without the day one patch and the drivers from Nvidia will typically result in stuttering and a couple other things that you will usually see resolved at the very minimum with the driver that usually drops. So having to review that without the driver is definitely going to cause most likely micro stutter and some other things that people were saying they were running into. But there's other things as well. They were talking about potentially with a possible memory leak and some other things. So we'll see if their day one patch plus the drivers will shore that up for people that are playing it on PC because a memory leak is not fun.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but
It's
yeah,
actually insane
what is?
that, like, well, especially with how PC is, like, I don't know, it just feels like this studio needs a lot of help. Like, this is your very first IP, and you're gonna release it like this.
I mean, I'm
Most
not
indie
again.
studios do.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that until like I said we see the day one patch plus like I said the driver like almost every game, including uh, major games, not just like an indie dev or something. I mean, we're talking about seasoned developers. Even with Jedi Survivor, had ample issues running on PC, multiple patches and multiple driver updates in order to get that game to run well enough. And there's still people that are having issues with it running on PC fluidly. So
Yeah, that Unreal Engine 5, man, it's just. uh,
yeah, so
so definitely,
I wouldn't put that on them.
yeah, it's definitely a learning curve with that engine.
Exactly.
It definitely needs some little TLC.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Henry did bring up a good point though that Remnant 2 did run pretty good for a lot of people from day one. So that was
Yeah, I
a
played it.
recent Unreal Engine game.
I played it. I never had any issue with that.
It had some frame issues, but it wasn't like it didn't not work or stutter or something. You know, it just had some frame dips.
Exactly.
With wukong, it's genuinely going to be interesting to see will PlayStation support them and have people that did the.
They
I
already
think
are. They already have
pe-
been.
yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see if PlayStation 4 might actually be the best version then, or
Maybe
if it,
eventually, but
or
I
if
think they
it's
got them
gonna
in
be
kind of late. They got them kind of late, and like we need help, you know. So
later, Tommy. Good luck at your work.
Yeah. Later, man. Thanks for stopping by. I know he's usually at work right now at this time. Um, but yeah, like I said, a ton of that news came out. I'm sure I'm missing some. There's been quite a ton of info kind of getting blasted around here and there for different games. And of course, Concord is also about to launch this like this upcoming week as well. I know there's something else that I'm missing that's also launching this week. We're definitely starting to get into the area where things are going to start launching every week, multiple games that a ton of people are interested in. I myself, I don't plan on picking up Concord, but I know a ton of people that are, so I know that's going to be big for a lot of people.
Oh, you bot.
Not a bot. Oh man. um, but yeah, like I said, I know a ton of people are looking forward to that. But as far as Gamescom goes, there's definitely some games that have been kind of quiet that looks like they're going to show up. In particular, I myself am looking forward to seeing some more information on Replaced, even though I
I knew you were gonna
know
say that.
it
ooh
got
yeah,
pushed.
My damn game. All right.
Yeah,
Go
that
figure.
game got
that
rip,
game's gotten pushed for 4 years.
Yeah,
retrace.
yeah,
That shit is 2025 now.
yeah.
I
It
mean,
sucks.
that wait seems
I've been
worth it.
waiting
It
since
looks
2021.
It
it
looks
looks
really good.
fucking phenomenal. Like the work, like because everything's hand drawn, so that the animation quality on that game is like next worldly. Like a cyberpunk side scroller pixel game. It's like the perfect game for me. I'm just so excited about this game. It sucks that it's delayed, but hey, they need to take the time. Take it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, I would rather they take their time, but still, it hurt, you know.
yeah, I was definitely looking forward to it at least dropping
Shut
this
up,
year.
Omar. You weren't. This one, this game wasn't even on your radar before I brought it up.
What?
I
I've been
said,
waiting for
shut
that
up,
game for
Omar.
4 years.
Game wasn't even on your. Brought it up.
No, I wanted to play
Mr.
it.
Wait, what game? What?
I
Oh,
just
the
didn't
train?
know. I remember it. I just don't remember the name.
Whatever, Omar. You
That's the
just
only
realized.
Xbox game I was
Yeah,
like
he
real
just.
hyped about.
It was a timed exclusive.
Wait, Star Wars Outlaw is this month too?
Yeah, on the 30th.
This
Damn,
Yep,
man. Oh my goodness. This
everything
man
coming
right
out
here.
this month.
damn, this month is crazy between Star Wars Outlaw and Wukong.
I mean, it's an average month for me in the fall, so I'm not I'm not really tripping. But yeah, if I had to
Average?
add in more,
Are you not going to play both?
Yeah.
yeah, but that's not
We've been said we were gonna play both of them games.
Yeah, that's not extraordinary for me or anything. Now, in the fall, I expect to be bombarded. Like a harsh month for me is when I gotta pick up 3 to 4 games. Like
Wow. Okay.
that's when it gets crazy. Like earlier in the year, I had to skip. I had to skip Eden or whatever. Eden's new. I can't remember their new Eden or something
You
like that.
skipped Yakuza, right? Because you're not that.
No, I didn't skip Yakuza. I bought that game.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, I just bought it on sale, but I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I started Yakuza Infinite Wealth already, but I waited because I wasn't done with Yakuza 7 at the time when it came out originally. So yeah, I already picked that up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got a couple more games. Obviously, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is confirmed
Ew.
to be at Gamescom. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it looks any better than what it looked like. I'm along
Yeah,
the
we're getting a new
lines
look, so I'm
of that.
curious to see how it looks. Hopefully, it's they added some improvements. Maybe show something different than
Than what
the
they've
same
shown.
shit they've been
Yeah.
showing. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Machine Games can pull it out. They are a very talented studio. Um, I hate for this game not to be a showpiece for them because
Hmm
they usually do incredible work. I mean, even if you go back to the first of the what are the
I'm
Nazi
not gonna
killing
lie, that
games?
game looks like they just fucking inserted some new characters right into Wolfenstein. That's kind
Oh
of
man,
I'm not
it's
gonna.
it's the
Does it not?
Germans. It's the
Yeah,
Germans because Wolfenstein always got them German enemies. So.
they do. They just recycled like a lot of the people you're
Yeah,
probably gonna
yeah.
be killing just got different outfits on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because Wolfenstein it stays with the Nazi enemies, so it'll be interesting
You got a new
because we're
protagonist, a new or whatever you call it, main enemy, but everybody else can be
that's why they
recycled
gave it to
people.
Wolfenstein. They were like, I mean, that's why they gave it to Machine Games. They're like, oh yeah, y'all used to okay, yeah, we'll give this to you guys.
Yeah.
You know, these are the enemies y'all always fight. So here we go.
Take Wolfenstein, change their outfits, change a couple of the maps. We good. Throw that shit together. Let's go.
Exactly. I guess we're also supposed to see more from Black Ops 6 as they get ready to prep the beta that's supposed to be coming up pretty soon here. A lot of people are potentially excited about this. Treyarch, when they do Black Ops, tends to be the highlight of the series as of lately. So we'll see if they can get it right. We'll see if they can actually correct a bunch of blemishes and issues because the last Call of Duty was famous for being absolutely a terrible moment for the series. A lot of people who picked it up were not feeling it, and a lot of people are reinvigorated with this one. I'm personally not there
Yeah.
yet. I don't know why people are excited just yet.
Treyarch, man. It's
Yeah,
Treyarch.
yeah, I
People
know.
are happy because the good developers are actually making it this time. And from the updates that they've been giving us and the details of the game and everything that they're adding to it, it really sounds like they're really trying to earn that redemption. Like they put in a lot of quality of life stuff that people have been asking for in this game. With being able to like pause your zombie session. Like I was never a big zombies fan, but I played it sometimes. And the thought of being able to like pause it and not not have to start all the way the freak over if I'm doing something, that's a really good feature.
No,
Um,
they definitely needed that because I know some people
mhm.
who could play zombies like for hours on end, like
Yeah.
in a single session. So not
Yeah.
being able to pause that, like freaking out because
Yeah.
you're on level 80 and somebody got to
Mhm.
go to the bathroom real quick. Like, yeah, they definitely are finally thinking quality of life wise.
Yeah, you've been going for 2 hours. Like, man, I gotta piss. Fuck you, bro.
Yeah,
You got
Exactly.
20 seconds before next round. You ain't got time for that.
And even the little
But
thing that we've been asking for specifically, Nate, with being able to not download the portion of the game that we want to play. Like they said, okay, we'll finally allow you to not have to download that big ass file of Warzone if you don't play it. I'm like, finally, because the game's damn near 200 gigs. And I'm like, I'm not playing. Like, there's this whole mode that takes up half the damn game that I'm not playing, so I don't need to download it. Like, give me the option to have to download the different modes separately. So if I don't want to play this, if I don't want to play online, I don't download that. If I just want to play the single player, I just get that. Like, I appreciate that. Because I was
You
like,
know why I think they finally did that? Real talk.
why?
I don't think if they didn't separate them, you couldn't fit the whole thing on a Series S. I'm dead
You know,
ass. I'm
you
dead
know,
ass.
you probably right. You probably
Yeah.
pick up the whole series, that whole 500 gigs.
No, because it's three like usable. It's
Oh
like
yeah, that's right. It's
350.
3.
You ain't
Yeah.
fitting that game on there, so
They
you
say,
couldn't
you
even
know
play
what?
the damn game.
Yeah.
We'll help those people out.
I used to joke
That
with
makes sense.
Princess that because she played Call of Duty, she couldn't play nothing else on her Series S. So yeah, you about right on that.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
if you
because
play
it's
Call
gonna
of
be
Duty and you
bigger.
got
The
that,
last one was just recycled too. So yeah, if you
yeah,
combine the multiplayer, the single player, and the Warzone, you probably have about 400 gigs, which
they
is
were,
too much for you to play.
yeah. I mean that makes sense. So, but it's appreciated because it's like, why is this game taking up half of the damn SSD, bro? Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it was. I know people were saying like it was compartmentalized before, but I don't think people realized that it wasn't to this degree. If you wanted to play multiplayer, you could not separate the download of Warzone and just play multiplayer. So they're breaking it up even more. They're redoing the menu system because thank God it was a mess. To just try and find the most basic features. I'm really looking forward to that. I've never been more excited for a UI redesign in a game in my life because, again, like you got to navigate through 16 menus
I
and all
remember
kinds of things.
playing Call of Duty for the first time. Like, when I wanted to try it out. Right when I got my PS5. At launch for the first time. It's a new system, so let me try out Call of Duty. And at that point, I hadn't played Call of Duty for like 5-6 years. I remember opening that thing up. I'm like, yo, how the hell do I get to the multiplayer? I was so confused. I was like, what is all these pages? Like, I just want to play the game. Why is it all these battle passes, all these expansions, all these skins? I'm like, yo, where's the tab to play the game? I couldn't even. It took me 10 minutes to figure out how to start a game. I was so confused. Like,
You just mentioned
yeah.
my situation with the Destiny 2. I
Yeah,
feel you.
yeah, that's another game where if you come in later, you just get kind of lost on the sauce. Like it
yeah.
just, yeah.
I was like, yo, what is this? Like, this is not the Call of Duty I remember. Like, what is all this crap that they've added?
Yeah,
So,
they definitely force you
yeah.
into a bunch of stuff. Like, I know recently when I loaded it up just to play the campaign on Game Pass, to get to the campaign, like it first forces you. Number one, you have to load the entirety of the game. Um, so it loads you into like Warzone and multiplayer first, which
Yeah.
then has to cache, reload, go back in. Then they force you to watch the scene at first for the battle pass. They go through explaining the battle pass, make you go through the options for the battle pass. Then you have to go through the microtransaction store. Then you can finally start navigating the menu.
I was like, oh, they trying to make me spend. I already spent. You spend $70 plus on the game, and then they want you to go ahead, spend another 30-40 on this battle pass for us, real quick before you start the game. Excuse you?
It was insane. Like I was like, and like you said, yeah. There's the more advanced version of the battle pass, so it's not even just the regular battle pass.
Yeah.
There's the black cell version of the battle pass.
Exactly.
It's just, I'm like, yo, can
make
I
me
just
feel some
play
type
the
of way,
game?
make me feel like a basic bitch, because everybody else walking around with the crazy skins and the custom guns and stuff, and here I am in the basic starter package.
Yeah, I had to control. It took all my willpower not to log on and purchase the Gundam collaboration they had, because that looked phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, you do not play this game. Do not do this.
Exactly.
So yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I said, shout out to them for really taking it seriously. It looks like hopefully it shows up well.
With if this game wasn't in Game Pass, would you have bought it or no?
You talking about the recent game?
Yeah, the Call of Duty. The next one's coming to Game Pass, right?
I mean,
I mean, I'm not gonna buy it anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't plan. I wasn't planning on getting it, and it being on Game Pass
Mm-hmm.
doesn't do anything for me either. So it's like I wasn't planning on playing it anyway. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
I'll play it. I don't know. Like if somebody really wants me to, okay, I'll pick it up. But I have no desire. Like there's no like, oh man, Call of Duty, yes.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I don't.
not.
I
I'm
don't.
Okay,
not like
so
I'm not like jumping out the gym to play it. Like, am I
Yeah.
going to play it? Like, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna play the campaign because, like I told you, I'll always play the campaigns. Um, and I'll have access to that in particular. But I'm not going out of my way. Like, if your question is ultimately like going out of my way because of Call of Duty, no. I already had Game Pass. My Game Pass is already good through like next year or whatever. So
gotcha.
yeah, it doesn't have
Yeah.
any in their
It's
in
like
their
I have
hearts. It
it,
doesn't have that. Yeah.
but I mean, I don't even know if I'm gonna bother playing it. Like maybe if I'm bored and there's nothing else to play, sure. But
Which
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
doubt
it's
will
not.
ever happen.
It's just not on my radar. It's not on my wish list. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, I can't wait to boot up Call of Duty. No, I don't really care.
Yeah,
But
it's at the bottom of my list of things to play.
yeah,
Like,
it's like, listen, I am more interested in the Ant game that comes out at the same time. Like,
Oh, this
that's on
Morgan.
my radar. Okay, that's the game I want
Honestly,
to play.
with the games coming out and they're kind of all like smaller type that I'm playing other than Space Marine, like I'm getting Akambot and Astrobot instead of the bigger games coming out because I just find them more interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I think
It is what it is.
that's more the issue for COD. I mean, COD's gonna always get the same people that always play it. Whether or not
COD's gonna COD.
yeah, whether or not we end up playing it more so, uh, to the likes of
See,
what
look,
we played before is that's
Microsoft
gonna
need to
be
worry
it.
about getting them new people to get on it
Yeah,
with it being
that's
Game
their real
Pass and
question.
everything.
Well, you know what they're gonna say? It's sold better than one last year because last year was like the worst selling one in like the last 15 years,
Yeah.
and it was
Well, yeah.
terrible.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna give us the player number, uh,
Or
instead
and
of
they'll say
that.
it sold 25% more than last year, and last year was like the lowest fucking probably broke even. First year they didn't make a killing off of COD. You know what I mean? It really
Yeah.
didn't sell that good.
It's
It sold well
just.
still, but it fell off, and that game is not cheap to produce. Like
See, I'm more interested because it's always gonna sell. Call of Duty's always gonna sell, right? But
it is,
I'm
but
more interested in
probably
what's it gonna do
300
for
less
Game
million
Pass.
less.
Like, is it gonna increase the subscription? Is it people are? Is it
75
gonna?
million new people.
Bruh, don't say that.
That's what they're thinking. I know, but that's probably what they're thinking.
Ain't no way. That's what I'm interested to see what it'll do. And I'm wondering if Microsoft will even bother to tell us. Like, yes, we've received 25
I think they
million
will
new
They're
because
not
they
subscribers.
gotta
gonna
say
do
another
that.
word after like November.
But
They won't give
But the
that
thing
number again
is,
probably
though,
for years.
they're gonna actually have to market it if they want people to know about it, because they're not telling people it's in Game Pass. Like they said it the one time in the showcase, and then I haven't seen it since. So I don't know. Are they not marketing it on purpose because they want it to sell? I mean, I would want it to sell. Shit. I mean,
I think they
me
just want to
personally,
sell it.
like maybe they crunched the numbers and was like, maybe it's just better to keep the fact that it's in Game Pass kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Let's let them
We
buy it.
kept
It's
our
like
promise, but we ain't gotta shout to the rooftops about it. You know
there
what I
you
mean?
go. There you go.
Because
Exactly.
if we only lose, guys, we don't sell that well on Xbox anyways. They really don't. I don't know if you ever looked at the numbers, but
Oh yeah, because
between console,
I feel like
Activision was gonna
Activision.
cut them the fuck off because they weren't worth their time.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
feel
the
like
best
they
selling game on their
released.
It's like 8%. They do like 8%. PS4 outsells Xbox in total.
Yeah,
And
because
they're
I think
only
I
like
remember they released like a thing or a graph or whatever that showed where
it
people
was
play.
like 83 or something like that on PS5, 9 on PS4, and 8% on all Xbox total.
Yeah, it was
It wasn't good.
all PlayStation essentially. So
Yeah, Xbox was less than 6%. That's why they weren't on the graph.
this the fact that they were so low, I didn't even bother to put them on the graph. They're like, listen, we don't have enough.
They were
The
talking
slither,
about
the slither ain't big enough for us to even bother saying Xbox.
Yeah.
they actually were threatening to make them pay a higher have less royalty because they weren't worth their time to port to Xbox.
Yeah.
They
So
wanted another
so they
10%.
bought them.
Yeah, they
And
said.
that's the best selling game on their platform. What does that tell you? Ain't nothing selling that bitch. The best selling game ain't even probably worth the time.
You got a point. It's like, yeah. I mean, if it's only 6%, it's just like, well,
Pretty much.
but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Treyarch's bringing back
The number one
zombies
selling
though,
game on your
so
platform though don't want to fuck with you. Just think
yeah,
about that for a minute.
we'll see what happens. Zombies is
In
pretty
a
big
different
for a lot
news,
of people. It doesn't have anything. Uh, it doesn't have anything for me personally because like I don't get into zombies like that. I haven't been
Yeah,
into
me
it
either.
since the series started with World at War. But
Yeah.
I know a
Yeah.
ton of people love it. So that alone, I know is going to pull in a lot of people as well. So
Yeah. Yeah. They
yeah,
added a lot of quality of life to that mode.
yeah. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping, and that'll be the more thing is if me and Morgan probably end up playing it more is if they can actually get their network coding finally situated um, with dealing with the actual network connectivity because that is frustrating. There's no reason, we should have the type of internet we do nowadays and have worse connection than we did back in OG Modern Warfare 2, back when I had 15 megabit connection. So, yeah, hopefully they finally address that issue with prioritizing skill based matchmaking over your network. I have no problem matching up against skilled players, but if it's going to cause me to be in a 60 to 80 ping game, like, yeah, that's not it. Um, Especially when my ping in other games is like 20. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they end up doing with that, and uh, go from there. We're also most likely going to see more Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter has been promoting the breaks off of that game for some reason.
yeah.
I don't know why. You would think it's coming out like next month, like with the amount of footage they're showing. Like they're already showing a bunch of the classes, and I mean they are
I
really
mean, when you
going
don't have
crazy.
Game Pass, you want to, showcase your stuff.
Yeah, they're showing it early though, because I was like Monster Hunter Wilds, from what I remember, isn't coming out until next year. So I just didn't understand why the marketing push was starting so early. But hey, shout out to them. Um, we should also see probably the final push for Metaphor ReFantazio at most likely the Microsoft stage, since Microsoft seems to be paying an enormous bag to Sega and Atlas for everything Atlas, even though the only version still sold out of the Metaphor collector's edition is PlayStation. So yeah,
I
that
mean, you
is having
already
no
know
effect.
how that is.
Yeah.
And
So
they're not gonna, let you know how much Persona 3 Reloaded sold
of
on
course not.
Xbox.
Yeah, they claim it sells, but we're never gonna get the hard numbers. So I'd be interested to get them, but we'll see if Sega lets it slip during their fiscal year call and see what happens there. We're also gonna see more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which again I don't think any of us care, but a lot of people are jumping out the gym excited about that one.
Yeah,
Um,
they're excited.
Yeah, people are literally going crazy for that game. Little Nightmares 3 is also confirmed to be there,
Yes,
Let's
which,
sir.
go.
yeah, I know you guys are definitely super excited about that.
Oh, you
Uh,
guys, you. I don't. I told you you're playing it, so I don't know why you saying you guys.
Yeah.
Dang. Uh,
Instead of playing your Super Robot number 10,000, play number 1 and 2 with her. Little Nightmare.
yeah, well, we're gonna get around to that. I've been told that I've been voluntold that I'm about to play that, so uh,
As long
we're
as you know.
definitely gonna get around to that. Civilization
Me.
7 is also gonna be
Your
there.
DLC
You said
for your favorite game of all time. Your DLC for that. It's coming at
DLC.
Gamescom. Yeah, for Starfield.
Yeah, hopefully. We actually
Shattered
get a
Space.
release date for Shattered Space. I'm
I
kind
mean,
of,
it makes sense. I mean, if you don't tell it there, I don't. I would assume it would be delayed because it seems about the time to tell.
yeah, I don't know what is going on with Bethesda right now, man. They are just, after that one showing around E3,
Dragging their feet.
yeah, they're just not, they just don't seem to be pushing for this or heavily working on the upcoming Elder Scrolls or something. Like I don't understand what the holdup is, but I'm like, as long as it's taking them to really drag this out, hopefully they get it out soon. And I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's not beyond October for the release date. Like I don't want it. I can't. I don't know. Something about later in the year, like November, December. Like it's so busy with Thanksgiving and then all the Black Friday shopping and all the other stuff. I'm like, just give it to me. Like October is usually chill for me. I usually don't watch TV at all because it's nothing but horror stuff. Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, hopefully we get a release date for that. It says plus more, so there's a ton of other stuff. Obviously, Visions of Mana is upcoming as well, which a lot of people are excited about. A ton of people played the demo for Visions of Mana, and they really enjoyed it. It's not for me personally. I played the demo, turned it off in about 10 minutes.
Damn,
Avowed.
that quick?
Right, Avowed. uh,
Stalker 2
yeah, Avowed, more
gonna be
Stalker
there.
2.
Oh, thanks for the reminder. I gotta try Mana too.
Yeah, Visions of Mana.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
need
said,
to
a lot
play
of
the
people are
demo
like
as
that.
well.
Yeah, but like you said, a ton of stuff coming up. Was there anything in particular that I missed that anyone else is
Oh,
excited for?
Forza's gonna be there. For whatever reason, we don't really know. It's gonna be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This woman.
The rumor mill is going crazy with an upcoming Xbox game coming to PlayStation.
mm,
It looks
Well,
to heavily be slated to be Forza, but then you got people combating it saying it's not Forza. Either way,
I don't know
something
why
well,
they don't
is
just give in,
coming.
and they're all
the,
coming eventually.
listen,
Like it's just a matter of
the
man.
interesting,
I
the,
don't
Guys just gotta
care.
get over it.
Yeah, I don't
They
really care what
gotta
it
get
is.
over
It's
it.
just
one question I'm
I like the
time. Go ahead, Morgan.
nerves. I like the nerves that are happening throughout the community. It's funny. I don't really actually care what it is, but it's just funny to see everybody get tussled about a rumor. So
The
They know
interesting
it's.
things
They know all
about
that stuff's gonna come eventually, though.
Hold on,
The whole
wait,
slate.
Nelson, you're botting like badly.
Am I? What the
Yeah.
hell?
yeah,
That
he
was
is
bad.
voting. The interesting about this is when it comes to the rumors is apparently it's plural. It's not just one game. It's multiple games that are heading to PlayStation. So
yeah, they said well in the rumor he said he doesn't know if it's one or multiple. So it's not confirmed to be multiple, but he's just saying he doesn't know if it's gonna be more than one. So who knows? Who knows? It could all just be a lie, or I'm not saying necessarily a lie, but it could all just be postponed to a different time for them to announce it. So who actually knows? It's just funny.
it's interesting to
people
see
people
how,
getting in a tussle about it, so it's funny.
yeah,
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Obviously, there's
Oh,
a lot.
flight sim. It's gonna be there too.
Yeah, Flight Sim will definitely be there. They're gonna finalize the timing for that as well. Honestly, I'm more excited for a deep dive into that for them to explain that more. Why it isn't
Oh
just
yeah, man.
more Flight
It's
Simulator.
it's RPG now. You know what I'm saying? You get to get out. You know, build a world. No, I'm just kidding. But the fact they say you can get out the plane now and do stuff, I'm like, do what? Like,
Yeah, that's
what?
really what I
What
want to
are
know. I'm curious
they said?
what all
Actually, you're
that's
gonna get
about.
out. It's a they say it's a sim now, so you can get out and build a house and take care of your character and fly around. But who knows what it actually is? I guess they kind of got the feedback of everybody just calling it a Google Earth. that where you can fly. Essentially, people were like, "Oh, okay, it's fun to look at," but I kind of get bored after 10 minutes. So they say, "Okay, I guess we should add some quote unquote gameplay to this game."
Yeah, I mean,
And
I knew what I was getting into when I bought it, but again,
oh
that's
yeah,
because
yeah, the real people know because it's actually
yeah,
it's a simulator, so obviously it's gonna simulate real flight. But people take it as it should be like Forza Horizon, where you can take your car and jump off of a damn volcano and do crazy stuff.
well,
yeah.
congratulations, you now can get out of your plane and walk.
Yeah, hopefully they show more in depth on what they mean to that in the gameplay, and they're talking about doing rescue missions as like flying it for the Coast Guard and doing some other stuff. So I'm interested to see.
Fire stuff. Yeah, like forest fires, battling that kind of stuff with the little water helicopter stuff. I think they
Hmm.
said that too. So
Yeah, so
yeah.
yeah, I'm interested to see that. You get to fly over with the plane, like you said, that dumps like the specialized anti-flame or anti-flame retardant chemical down on the forest fires and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be interesting if they do it right. I mean, I'm excited for it because, like I said, I'm typically a fan of the series. But
hmm
yeah, we're gonna see that, and then like
Some
you said,
more Star Wars Outlaws. Hopefully, a nice new look at it. Tweak it a teeny bit, make it a little bit more tight in the gameplay. Hopefully, we'll see an improvement since it's like what, a week or two from now. So
yeah, we'll definitely get the final push at Gamescom for that. A lot of people will get hands on. I'm assuming that would be smart, since the game should definitely be in a playable, playable phase at this point. So I'm in a lot of other games. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what between Gamescom, Xbox event, and Jeff Keighley's event, plus the other things that are going on the show floor. What we really get to see and what surprises we get. Like I said, we've already gotten quite a few ahead of the show, so um, yeah, there's a lot out there that has kind of not. We've talked about it that so much has been announced, but so many games hadn't had a release date. So really, this is kind of like the last push for the fall/winter if you are going to show a release date for this year.
mm,
So yeah, that'll be the place to see it. Between that and TGS, which is in September, and allegedly PlayStation's mythical showcase that we hope is actually happening. Uh, but yeah, that remains to be seen as of yet. But yeah, lots of excitement for Gamescom. Lots to look forward to. We'll see what really goes on with that. Not that Take Two would actually show up with GTA because they do their own
no, hell
thing.
no. They're definitely not. And I don't think anybody would want them to, because that would just close out the whole show. Like nobody would care about anything
I
else.
mean,
Nobody would care about anything else if GTA showed up. Like that's all
if
Yeah,
anybody
you
would be
close
talking
the
about.
show with GTA, would that not be cool?
Sure, but they're not going to do that because they don't need the show. Rockstar
Mm.
yeah.
doesn't need Gamescom. Like for
Rockstar's on
what?
their own time.
They like
Yeah.
as soon as they dropped that initial trailer for GTA 6, that was literally one of the most watched videos of 2024 when they did that. Like it went crazy. Like it got 1 million
When
views in
they
like
show
five
gameplay,
minutes.
that's gonna get 100 million views in like a
Yeah,
month.
like they don't need
They don't need
Gamescom.
shit.
For what? Why would they pay Jeff Keighley to go there when they could do it their damn selves and keep their money? They're not gonna do that. That's no. They had like Rockstar has their own events, and we'll know because they like to tweet it. They'll tell us like gameplay trailer,
Your grandma will
11,
know about it. Don't
yeah,
worry.
November the 12th, and then that'll be it. They'll just say that, and everybody will freak out. Oh my god! And it'll just be a whole thing. Everybody's waiting for it to come. YouTube will probably shut down because everybody's trying to get on it to watch the trailer. Like it'll. Yeah, they don't need Gamescom. It'd be cool, but
I got you. It will break the internet.
yeah, Jeff ain't got that kind of push. Like he ain't getting that.
Nah, definitely not. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, we'll have more news on that next week after we get through that and see what they really got to offer. But now we can just go ahead and move straight on to the reviews for Black Myth Wukong. Came out, and we definitely got some polarizing opinions from very different outlets. Some people seem to be loving the game right along the lines of what we thought, around that 8.0 mark or 80 from a lot of
Yeah,
people.
we called that. I said it was gonna fall in the low 80s. Omar didn't want to believe me. He thought it was gonna be a 90 plus game, but he gonna learn. He gonna learn to learn that I'm
Only if
always right.
it's a Xbox game, then it gets that 10-point cushion.
Oh man,
Yeah.
The
actually,
Xbox refund.
Xbox fans actually think it's the other way. If it's
The
Xbox fans,
Xbox refund, that's what I call it.
it would have been a 70.
If Stellar Blade was an Xbox exclusive, that shit would have been a 92.
Yeah,
Oh man.
it would have been a 90 because you would have had 30 Xbox. I love
Xbox,
Xbox
yeah,
sites
exactly. 10
that
out of
gave it a
10.
yeah
10
they would
out.
have given 100.
Y'all are horrible. Oh my god.
Hey look,
It's true,
hey look.
bro.
People
Halo
might think it's
Infinite
a joke.
87. That game, come on, man. That's like a 74.
Yeah, you can look. You everybody can
Forza
look it up
Horizon, like
and
an
see that.
85. That's like a 68 tops.
You're
Like that's
68.
50.
I mean, I ain't gonna go there.
That's the worst. That's the worst Forza of all time.
Oh my
we not
god,
gonna
a
do that.
68?
We not gonna
Nah,
do
that's
that.
wild. You putting down the same level as Redfall? That's crazy.
The motorsport. It was bad.
Oh, motorsport.
Oh, you talking about
yeah, you
motorsport?
said Horizon,
Oh, I thought you
so
meant
I was like,
Horizon.
No, motorsport.
Okay,
That got
okay,
like an
okay.
85. No, Horizon got like a 92. They all scored the same because it's basically the same game.
I was about to be like, bro, no, don't do that to Horizon.
Yeah, Horizon.
But,
No,
was
Motorsport was like an 85, and the last one was an 83, and everyone will tell you the last one was better. So they're getting more cushion as the years go on.
Oh man.
But yeah, we had some interesting reviews come out. I'm sure everyone has now seen the infamous Screen Rant, one where they docked an enormous amount of points for lack of diversity and inclusion. Uh, I, I don't even know what to say. I'm not even really sure this person knew what game they were reviewing.
Oh no, they knew.
This.
No, they knew. I mean, it seems she had a problem with this game and the developer beforehand.
Okay.
It's the person who said that the company was misogynistic or whatever. That they said some anti-woman remarks, how they did something about how they said they didn't want women to play their game or something like that. That's what I heard. Before y'all come in the comments, like I said, I was about to say, I don't know if it's true that what they said or not. I'm just saying what she said.
Yeah, I got you on that, man.
That they've made some anti-women comments about how they don't want women to play their game. They don't really care about adding women to their game, and some other kind of remarks that they've said.
That's probably her thoughts on, hey, you ain't adding no chicks, you don't want women to play a game. It's like, nah, bitch, we just don't.
No, because I remember.
We don't want no.
I remember the story.
Goddamn.
It came out about the studio like earlier this year, so it was before they got to play it. I think.
Yeah, it was.
That I remember the rumors. I never went to verify to see if it was true. I just remember seeing the articles about it. And I think that's what she's basing her thing on. Like, she played it and she's like, okay, well, it seems that their comments held true because they don't have any women in the game and the game feels misogynistic. I mean, listen, I don't agree. Well, again, I haven't played the game, so I can't really say I don't agree or disagree with her, but I don't really care about, like, there's not any number of in my head where I'll be like, okay, I can't play this game if there's not at least 5 women in this game. Like, I've never felt that way really about a game. Don't really feel that way. Like, if a game is good, I'm not really paying attention to that anyway. I mean, I grew up in the 90s where most of the games I was playing, I was a white guy. So that's never really been a thing. I just enjoy a game and I play it. I mean, she tried to lump women into there and I guess try to get us to fight her fight, and I'm like, listen, don't include me in that. Like, yeah. I'm good. Like, it's like, if a game's good, I'm gonna play it. Like, like I said, I can't deny or verify whether the remarks that the studio made are true or not. Like, I have no idea.
I have a question to you, as a woman yourself.
Oh God, here we go. Go ahead, Omar.
Oh wow. Let's say the rumor is true. Would you feel insulted, or would you put it aside and just play the game because you don't feel,
if the rumors are true about what?
That they don't want women to play the game.
I honestly wouldn't give a fuck what they want or not, to be honest. Doesn't
matter.
If I, let's say, didn't purchase or use things that people didn't want me as a woman of color to use, I'd be walking around in a burlap sack eating food that I scavenged from the forest, because if I could spend all day listing companies that don't give a crap about me, but that's not gonna stop me from doing what I do. Like, if I want to play a game, I'll play it. Like, fuck what they got to say. I don't care. No. So no, I don't give a shit. No, I don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, also, I mean, let's be real. If one person randomly said that was related loosely in the building or something, like they're stating this as if like there was a company-wide release statement from the developer that was like, Black Myth Wukong, pick it up, this holiday season. Also, no women.
Yeah,
Like
kind of reminds
that's
me of
not what was said.
the Phantom Zero controversy, where that one developer said something about how that Japan or Korea, wait, or China, or just Asia in general, I think he said,
A
doesn't
lot
give
of
a
those
crap.
type of people, like, they'll
Give
try
a
to make
crap.
their own, whatever you call it, case about stuff like, oh, you're not putting this in your game, you don't want us to whatever. It's like, bitch, I just made the game, just leave me alone. Like,
Yeah, that
you know what
that
I
one
mean?
developer who made a comment that Asia doesn't give a crap about Xbox, and everybody was like, "Well, this game, I'm not playing." Xbox players like, I didn't want to play the game anyway. Blah blah blah. It's coming to your platform anyway, but then the developer came out and said, that doesn't really represent what we
Exactly.
care
They didn't
about.
really say that. And then
Like,
they said
yeah,
it said allegedly that someone spoke to someone that claims to be a developer on the team. Like they don't even know who said it. So
They
it's like,
want
yeah.
they want to hate on this game. It's that simple.
yeah, I mean that seems to be
I
the
mean, like I
case.
said,
But
I can't speak on whether it's true or not, but I'm not gonna necessarily let one comment from one developer who may or may not even be a developer, or who does. I mean, I can't. One person or a couple people doesn't represent an entire company, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, so you don't feel spoken to, basically.
Yeah, like I said, I again, I don't even know if it's true or not. It could be true. It could not be true. You know, it is what it is. It doesn't really bother me.
yeah, this has been the push that this is the type of things like you said. I hate to tell people, but as a black person, uh, we just got to deal with this all the time. Like one of my favorite books, allegedly, like the author is racist. I ain't got time to worry about that, man. Like that was after I read the book. I done read the book like 30 times, and I'm still gonna keep reading the book in the future. I don't got time for that. Like I already own the book. I'm not worried about this person's personal views and this, that, and the third. Again, like Morgan said, if you worried about that, about someone's personal views all the time for works, uh, there's half the stuff you wouldn't be messing with.
Yeah, 90% of the products or companies that that I use every day, I wouldn't be able to use, because like, oh, that person's racist. Oh, this person's sexist. Ooh, this company is this. This company's that. Listen,
50? You mean 97?
no, I
There's
said
something you
90.
don't like about. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
gonna
like,
say there's some. Everybody has something that likes something I don't like, or I like that somebody else don't like. That's fucking like 98% of people.
yeah,
Something.
it is what it is.
Always something.
Yeah,
Shit. I
I
don't give a
feel
fuck if
you.
it's your
It's
wife.
not.
I don't hate on that. That's her opinion. If that's how she feels, and she doesn't want to play the game, or she doesn't want to buy it, or she doesn't want to support it, that is definitely her right to do so. And I'm not gonna, like, people like to shit on people who do that, and I'm not about that. Like, that's her opinion to do so. Like, I see a lot of people on Twitter like going at her, and I'm just like, why? It's one review. Who cares? That's her opinion. Allow her to have her opinion. Allow her to speak her opinion. Like, I don't. This community has this thing where they feel like they got to make fun of everybody who has a crazy opinion that they don't agree with.
I mean,
Like,
that's
it
the
is what it
internet in
is.
general. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you
I'm
I
just
mean,
like,
when you put something out like this,
The
that
bots make it real tough. They say some wild shit.
yeah. I'm just like, I mean, that's fine. It's her opinion, and they're like, oh, she messed up the score. I'm like, y'all, it was one review, and the score wouldn't have been any higher if she had given it like 100. It would have just, it might would have went up like 1 point maybe. Like, that's not how averages are. That's not how they work.
yeah. I mean,
So
it sucks to have
my thing is,
that tarnished unnecessarily, but I mean, we have seen almost
Yeah, and
every game
the
get an
thing is, like,
undeserved
she said
review.
she still enjoyed the game, so it's just she was just pointing out the one thing that she felt about the game. She said she still liked it. She said it was good. She liked the combat. It was just she was just pointing out that it just felt like it was misogynistic. There wasn't enough female representation. Like, okay, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that because it's like Chinese mythology, so it's more creatures and gods and stuff like that that you're kind of focusing on. But hey, that's how you feel. Bet.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody beating on no woman monkey either.
Not a woman
Then
monkey.
we hear about
So
that.
let me get this straight.
Oh, here go Omar.
In this time and day and age, when there are women in video games, they make fun of their look and criticize it and criticize every aspect of it. And when there is no woman in a game, they feel offended. Damn, that's like damn if you do, damn if you don't.
That's the thing about video games. People find something to bitch about. It don't matter what it is.
I
Constantly.
mean,
It's always something.
that's not every game, but
Yeah, it's not every
I
game,
guess.
but I mean, the reality about anything that's created is that you can never please anyone. I mean, that's the one true
Yeah,
statement.
I mean
Especially
that's the thing.
gamers, they always bitching about shit. Let's just keep it
Yeah,
100.
like gamers gonna bitch whatever you do, man. It's just this is a fickle ass community.
It's too
Like
long. It's too short. There's not enough of this. There's too much of that. It took too long.
exactly
Why was it played?
right. You didn't take long
Why?
enough. Like
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have. Yeah, exactly. Man, I just
it.
played this game like this 3 years ago. Why'd you
Mm-hmm.
release so close to this? Why didn't you release it this month?
exactly. So it's like
But
you
shit,
cannot
always
please this
something.
damn
No,
community. I
no, this
swear.
community is the worst. It's I would if I was in charge of please if I worked at PlayStation or whatever and I had to please them people, I would have fucking committed suicide a long time ago. There is not possible. God damn.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you said it,
it's
Wara. A lot of these people don't, not necessarily resolution, but these people don't want a solution. There is no solution because when you fix one problem, they're gonna look for another. So there's always going to be an issue. There's
But
never
that's the
not going to
thing.
be an issue.
They're not gamers. They don't play games. They just want to criticize them. That's it.
Well, a lot of, I mean, you have the agenda where certain people just want certain games to bend to their will because, well, that's the Gen Z thing, uh, where it's like if I complain about it online, they'll give me what I want, and it's like reality is some people are gonna learn that's not how it works, and creative freedom for our developers that create games is the most important, and hopefully they ultimately don't really get affected by that, and they can continue to create the games they want to create. Um, but again, shout out to Black Myth itself. It scored
yeah.
well.
It scored
Um,
where we thought it would.
yeah,
So yeah, where we thought. So it's not. I wasn't surprised. I was like, okay, yeah,
not at all.
yeah, 80,
I
83,
said
84. Yeah,
81. I was one.
yeah, you too, Nelson. Yeah, yeah. It's just it scored where we thought it would, and I think the only thing that I'm apprehensive about is the technical issues when it comes to PS5. So hopefully you know that gameplay clip that we saw will hold true, and we get I'm not expecting perfect, like, oh man, 4K 60 on PlayStation. No, like, come on, gotta be realistic. It is UE5, but hopefully it just, it holds its own and it looks good the way, it's been looking good for PC, and
Not only
it
Stellar Blade, Kennegan Bridge of Spirits got an 81 too, just to give you a heads up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Stellar Blade is like my game of the year right now, and it got an 82. That's why I was like, I'm
Keena's
not.
in my top 10 of the games this gen. It's right.
See,
It's
there you
neck and
go.
neck with Stellar Blade as my top
Exactly.
10. They like
There you
8 and
go.
9 or something for this whole gen. You know.
There you go. That's why I keep trying to tell people it's just not it. Like the score itself doesn't matter to me. Like if I'm excited about a game, I'm gonna play it regardless. And um, I can usually tell where a game is gonna land. That doesn't mean it's not bad or I don't think it's gonna be great. It's just I can just kind of feel like okay, it's probably not gonna be for everybody, and some people are just gonna be like, yeah, it's good, it's okay. So you can kind of see it's gonna land where it's in the kind of like the low 80s. So that's really good, um, especially for a new game. Like
Yeah.
we got seasoned developers out here getting around the same score. So congrats to was it Gaming Science for the score for their game. I'm sure they're happy about it. Like, oh hell yeah, like I would if I made a game and I got like a 82, 83 Metacritic. Shoot,
Absolutely.
I'd be like, I'd be wiping my brow sweat off from the nervousness. Like, oh my god, thank you. Whew.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
it was pointed out to me. The game is a little higher on OpenCritic. I prefer OpenCritic myself, typically, because it was pointed out that, and I did notice this at one point. Metacritic has some pretty bad practices. Thankfully, I don't. Half the time, the only reason I even know the Metacritic score is because Omar posted it. So I usually don't care about. We're pretty decided about games that we want to play
Hmm.
before they come out, so we really don't need reviewers for anything when it comes to that, unless there's some glaring issue.
No, I don't. I don't care. I
I'm
just
not.
enjoy
Hold
the
on. I'm not
banter.
done. That's not what I said. You're not listening. That's not what
I'm
I
already
I
said.
had you wrong
misinterpreting
then.
what everybody said.
Yeah.
I heard you
Jeez.
saying I thought you don't
No,
care.
I said
But
No,
I
okay.
don't
no,
know
he
it
said
unless you post it.
unless you post it. That's all he said. Unless you
Okay,
posted it.
gotcha.
Yeah, but like I said, they have the system in place where it's also weighted more in your favor if you are more popular. So places like IGN and stuff like that, their score counts for more in the aggregate, uh, which
What?
which is not it's not how it should
Oh
work.
man, the weighted versus unweighted GPA. Oh man.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another reason why you'll see on OpenCritic why the game typically is higher rated, because
Mm.
it's calculated as an actual average the way it's supposed to be. And of course, you also don't have to pay $1 billion to for your score to be counted like you do
A
on Metacritic.
billion.
Yeah, I mean it's not. Yeah, I forget what it is, but it's ridiculous though. It's like 10 grand or something. Like I don't know. Uh, but you do have to pay either monthly or yearly or something to be associated
Mm.
with the scoring system on Metacritic. So, yeah, OpenCritic, like I said, is better in that regard if you want a real average of what the score is and
So
get a
what's it
wider
on?
variety.
What's it on there? Like what, 86 or something?
I think it was at 84 last time I checked, but
Oh, okay.
um, yeah, not it's not it's usually not too far from the Metacritic,
Mhm.
but you get more reviews. So right,
Mm.
Right.
it's at 82 now.
So,
Um,
Okay.
question. If not for the, what you call it, for the bugs and glitches, do you guys think that it would have hit a 90 or no?
no,
No.
Mm.
it just would have been slightly higher, maybe like at
Yeah.
85 or
Because
86.
I mean, because the thing is though, even with the bugs and glitches, they were still saying the game is they liked the game. That like I don't think the bugs and glitches were like the main drawback. Like what
Mm.
I've been reading and what I've been watching with the reviews, more about the in between the boss fights. It's not much going on. It, like they said, the boss fights are fantastic. They're great, but in the in between, like the journey in between, it's just not as good, and so it kind of doesn't hold together
Mm.
the game as well. And that was the consensus with like a lot of the reviewers. Like they really love the boss fights, but like the in between areas aren't, just kind of like showpieces, like really pretty but not really much going on.
Mm.
So that was kind of the consensus. So I think no, like I keep trying to tell you, I don't like they really only ever really discount games for bugs when it's like game breaking, like you know, like you can't play the game and it like inhibits you from enjoying the experience. Like I don't think most reviewers take off a lot of points unless it's jarring. Like the bugs are like really bad. Because even with
Mhm.
Jedi Survivor, with it being as buggy as it was, it still got a good score, like what, 85 or 86 or something.
Yeah, it's still like an 86 or
That
Um,
game would have
something.
been a 90 easy though if it would have ran and played. Yeah, would have came out better.
it's
I think.
just yeah, I
But
think
that
it,
is
it
what it
they
is.
focus more on what the game has to offer because bugs can always be, well, for the most part, bugs can be fixed. So
Yeah, like you said, as long as
yeah.
it's not game breaking, they don't tend to drag it down. Obviously, we've seen some games get reviewed harsher, where they seem to account for minor bugs a lot more than others, and then some games are pretty buggy and have bad performance and still get like a 90. So yeah, you can obviously tell
Hmm.
there's definitely some bias for certain games or genres or certain developers.
Developers.
Yeah, Elden Ring, but yeah,
Anything from software, people that loves from software games. I mean,
yeah, I couldn't believe the performance issues and the bugs that were in that game that people were just like, yeah, I fell through the map a couple times and this happened, but 98. Like,
yeah, and everybody
I'm
flipping
telling you,
shit on any other crazy, but
because like
yeah,
I'm usually the same way. Like even if like when it comes to bugs, like especially if I really like the game, like I keep telling people like day one, for Cyberpunk, that game was crashing on me literally every 30 minutes.
I was
Like
okay with that game up until I walked up and people's face didn't render in for like 30 seconds, and I watched it in real time, and I was like, that scared the shit out of me, dude. That was
like I
weird.
had mother like, NPCs T posing. I had some people just floating out in there and just going into space and never coming back. And I was like, oh, look at them go.
look
I
at
was
that.
literally watching
My
someone in their
car,
face render in real time, like eyeball pop, no,
my
nose pop. You
car
know what I
would,
mean? Like, what the
yeah,
fuck? It was
my
weird looking like this crazy shit.
my car would fall through the world. Like I just had all kinds of crap happen, but it's just I kept turning it back on because I was just loving the game too much. I was like, even with these bugs and these game breaking glitches, I just can't stop playing because the game was just good. It's just it's really 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 buggy. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, overall, like I said, I don't think any of us that are getting ready to play this game are disappointed by the reviews. Like I said, it reviewed about where we expected it. Um, like I said, I said about I said about a 83. I said 83 initially, and I honestly, when Nelson said had said 81 in the chat, I was just gonna lower my score, and based on Open Critic, it's a 82 right now. So that's what I was gonna lower it to
So
anyway. So it scored what we
I
wanted.
I actually thought it's gonna hit a 90,
Yeah,
which
You need to
Omar,
stop with
oh
that shit because
we
only
we
like
know,
told
four.
you.
You
we
need to stop with
know,
that shit.
we know
Games don't
you
hit in
thought
the
it was a
I
90
90.
except
just
for like
I keep trying to
two
tell
games a
him.
year hit like a.
Forgetting
I
what
don't
hits
think
a
Omar
90.
understands how hard it is for a game to hit a 90. He just thinks
And
it's
the
okay.
so
games
So
that hit
what?
easy.
90 cost 10 times what these games cost.
No,
Easy.
I
Like,
think I think I'm just way spoiled because of
Nah,
how.
nah.
No,
PlayStation. See, first you were gonna say
PlayStation don't even hit
PlayStation.
90,
let
so I don't know
me
what you're talking about.
explain. Let me explain. Let me say something before you say no.
Okay, okay. You were gonna say PlayStation, but go ahead.
I'm spoiled because of the amount of PlayStation games that you
Okay, like I
play.
said.
That is the 90. But
Okay, well,
Okay.
at the same time
Insomniac's
though,
game cost 10
when you
times what
see
fucking Wukong did. I promise you
when
that.
you see Black Wukong and how you're, I think I got drawn because of the boss fight, which makes sense. If this game was a boss rush only, I think it would have hit 90 because apparently the bosses do hit hard. It's just
Again, I think you are underestimating what it takes to get a 90. Again, like Nelson said, not
Yeah,
all PlayStation games get 90s.
250 employees versus I
Um,
bet you there's 30 or 40 at that fucking studio. Like,
most of
there's
them,
it's
most PlayStation games hit high 80s, and even as fantastic as they
and
are,
they got 5 times bigger team than that was working on Wukong for with a lot more
um,
money.
and yeah, you
Like,
can't use that PlayStation as an excuse. Okay, we're all PlayStation mains in here, sir, but we realize what it takes to get that 90. Um,
a lot more
and
time, money,
I
and
keep trying to
resources
tell you,
they
you get
have.
distracted by shiny. You'd be like, ooh, that game's pretty and shiny, so it should be a 90. And I keep
no,
telling you,
vision is
mm,
not everything. I was excited about the combat and the
I know,
gameplay, but still,
yeah, but I was trying, like I said, I was like, the combat looks good, but it doesn't look like anything new. Like,
Yeah,
mm,
nothing looked groundbreaking about this game. Like it looked, like I said, it looked cool, but like I think the reason why we keep saying you think you're forgetting what it takes to hit a 90 plus is like
that must play.
yeah, like 90% of your scores, like most of your scores have to be like 100 or a 10 out of
Yeah.
10 in order for
Mhm.
the average to stay above a 90. Like, it's
Mhm.
extremely hard. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, all you got to do is have a couple of enemies. Your game might be a 90, but a couple people don't like you and they give you a 60. That drops it real quick.
yeah.
Like, what was it? Forbes or something gave that shit Uncharted 4 like a 4 out of 10. That probably dropped it 0.2 on its own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why
Mhm.
like some of the games that we've played, like we said, like you mentioned from PlayStation, that we definitely know should have been a 90, don't are not in the 90s because it only takes a few,
A
a
couple of
few.
sixes, a couple of sevens that'll
Yeah.
drop at a couple point or point something, you know?
Yeah,
It
and then
don't
Mhm.
if
take
your
much.
averages are 80 to 8.5, like that's not gonna
That's
do
where
it.
you're gonna. Yeah, that's where you're gonna stay. Like
Yeah.
it takes a lot. Like it has to be mostly overly positive, mostly 9 pluses for you to be up there at the top. And it's not me being against the
You
game,
need
like
high
saying,
nines to float that too, because not
yeah,
everyone's gonna give it a 9. Because you get
exactly.
those 7s and 8s that you're gonna get, and you're gonna get a couple of them no matter what are
So
gonna drop that significant.
it's not like I didn't think the game was gonna be, like it's not. Oh man, it's not good enough. Like no, it's just it takes so much to stay in that 90 plus range that I just knew, as nice as it looked and as cool as the combat looked, I just didn't think Wukong was gonna have the legs to stay up there. Like, it takes like an Elden Ring, a Final Fantasy. Like it just takes so much in offering people so much to stay up there at that 90. Like, I mean, Insomniac finally got their first 90 plus with Spider-Man 2. It took a lot to get there. Like it takes just so much to get in to keep in that 90 range. I just, and this is their first AAA game. Like I just knew it wasn't going to do that.
Nah.
Um
Well, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Like,
it's just
look at Spider-Man 2. That game had to shock and awe from
yeah.
start to finish
And
just to scrape a 90.
yeah, just a scrape. It looked like it was going to teeter. Like it looked like it was going to fall. We were like, "No, give them their must play."
Mind you,
But they kept it.
Yeah.
Like
mind you,
it
I want to make something clear. I'm not discrediting games that don't hit the 90, just to be clear.
We know that.
no, no, no,
But
no, no, I don't. Omar be hating because as soon as something hits 80, he'd be like, "Oh my god, that's too low," and
I mean,
that's low, and I'd be like,
I
"Omar,
say that
80 is not low."
I say that's too low into what my expectations were. Not just that if a game doesn't hit the 90, that's trash. No, that's not it for me.
I didn't
When
say
a
you said it was
game
trash.
doesn't,
I say you said it
when
was low.
no, when a game doesn't hit the 90, then, or rather just like a 70 or something like that, then I'm gonna question where did it go miss? Story, combat, gameplay. Apparently with this one it's in between
See,
bosses,
but
boss
even with a
fight.
score like that,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be my question. I wouldn't be like, "Oh, where did it miss?" Because I don't consider an 80 a miss. Like that's not a miss for me. It's just like that in my mind. That just means some people liked it, some people didn't. Like
yeah,
it
basically.
is. Yeah, it's like I don't consider that like, oh man, what did they do wrong to
Yeah,
not get a
a
90?
90
Like
plus
that's
is basically unanimous praise.
yeah, that's just all a 90 plus is. That means everybody was just like, just everybody was giving it a round of applause like Elden Ring. Everybody was
And
just loving it.
you ain't made that many enemies either.
Yeah, exactly. On top of that, you can't like he said, everybody gotta you gotta be the most uncontroversial studio because that's the other thing now, is everybody is out to get a studio for some statement made or some other thing. So like you gotta be essentially on your P's and Q's, on top of your game being damn near flawless. So yeah, it's just
Gotcha.
it's a lot. Like I
Yeah,
mean,
and I just don't expect that. Like, I mean, I
I
would
don't expect it at
absolutely,
all.
I would pray, I'd give them absolutely their props if they were able to do that. But being your first game, like, I just don't expect that from them. Like, this is their first game, and the fact that they got it in the 80s is highly impressive. I mean, that's where I expected them to hit, but that in and of itself is an achievement. Like, because there's a lot of games out here that wish they could get in the 80s. Like, they're sitting in the 70s or the 60s. Not that the 70s are bad, but you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of
just,
AAA studios that get a lot more money, that have a lot more people and a lot more resources and overhead that don't even get
I
close
mean,
to that.
not even just like a resource thing, because there's games that are indie that scored high as hell. So it's not just that, but like there's just so many factors to it.
Yeah, but I don't think Wukong
Who
getting graded on oh, this is a cheap indie game scale or something like,
I mean, but that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
Like
think it was
even then, like there's only 6 games this year on Open Critic specifically that are even 90 plus. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
not all AAA either. But like Balatro is on here, and most people don't even know what the hell Balatro is, to tell you the truth. So
Yeah,
Balatro
what's
got
Volato?
exactly, but it's rated a 91. The only other games on here is Final Fantasy Rebirth at a 93, which basically has the production value of Jesus reincarnated. Uh, uh, Tsukime. I don't even know. I don't even know what this game is.
Which?
Um, I don't know what it is. That's the name of the game. You can look it up later if you want. Tekken 8. So the Balatro, Tsukime, and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth are the only ones actually rated above a 90 itself. So 91, 92, and 93 to tell you how hard it is to do that. The other three
Mm-hmm.
are rated exactly at a 90, which is Tekken 8, Hades 2, and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Mm-hmm. I expect Hades to get higher because that was just the tech review for the or the what do you call it, the early previews for that.
I think it would have gotten higher. But I don't know why people reviewed it that way.
Yeah,
Like
I
then
don't know why even. Yeah, it's a tech. It was like a demo
it's
essentially. I don't
well
know
it's
why the early access.
the early access. I don't know why a bunch of places rated the early access. Like I thought that was
Yeah,
super weird.
yeah, because like now that they've gotten feedback and everything, it's gonna be even better, and it's gonna definitely be 90 plus. Hades is just one of those series that just kills it. That gets you that unanimous praise from everybody, and it's well deserved because that game is freaking phenomenal.
it's getting judged on a very different scale than Wukong is though too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean,
They're not looking at the high production value and all that stuff. It's going for gameplay only and art style. You know what I mean? Like
I mean,
like
every
Mario
Yeah.
does. You know what I
every
mean,
game's
or something.
got their different gradients because one is trying to be more realistic, one is trying to be like this. It's the same way. Like a fighting game is not going to be graded highly based on its story. Like no, if it has a good story, cool. But like no one's like, oh my god, I expected a Tony Award for that. Like like
Not
no.
expecting
Mhm.
the most fucking realistic
Yeah.
graphics or something in
Because
Hades. You're going for the gameplay, the art style, and the game loop.
Yeah, because the story with Hades is also great because the characters in Hades 1 were fantastic. I loved the main character. I loved the other characters that you interacted with. They were just so interesting. Like it made me where because it's like it's a roguelike, so you die, multiple times. I died probably like 80 plus times.
Yeah.
But I looked forward to dying because every time I would go back to the beginning, the characters that I talked to had something different and interesting to say, and I wanted to hear more from them. So even as bad as it sucked to die, I looked forward to, I'm about to talk to them again. Oh, it's gonna be fun. I wonder what crazy thing he's gonna say this time, or what little tip, or smart ass remark he's gonna make about me dying. Like, oh, you here again?
Yeah.
Yeah, roguelite and their death is a thing. Like Binding of Isaac is synonymous with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but it's just the great writing with Hades. It just made it so that
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
it
not gonna
felt
say they're all
it
equal
felt
because Hades is phenomenal. So
yeah, the writing was so good that I was happy to die again. Like, oh man, I get to talk to them again. Like, it's
yeah,
just
That's a game I need to play. I feel you.
I'm honestly surprised you haven't. To
yeah,
be
I'm
to be fair.
surprised you haven't.
Mm.
I even beat that game, and I don't even like roguelikes. So
Yeah, I was
so
gonna say Nate beat it.
yeah, so
Oh
that
man.
tells you a lot. But yeah, I wanted to give you a perspective to understand how many games don't hit a 90. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying. It's not just a production value thing because, like I said, some of these games are not high in that at all that are up here.
Hmm.
There's so many different factors that are involved with keeping a 90 plus.
Yeah.
It's
You just
just
have
ridiculous.
to be high in all those metrics, right? The metrics that whatever genre you're doing, and whatever whether it's roguelikes or the action adventures or the Souls, like, whatever genre that your game is in, it's got to hit all the metrics that people expect from that genre. Like, okay, man, it did amazing in the story, or it did amazing in the combat. Oh man, everything. People just don't get bored. Like, oh man, it's just fantastic. Like, I couldn't put it down. It was just I didn't want it to end. I was sad it ended. People just got to have that unanimous praise for a game to really be 90 plus, and it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah,
Like
it's basically
that.
like the same. Like what you're asking is essentially why do the top 10 grossing movies hit over $1 billion? Like no one knows that exact recipe. Like it's not a thing. Like you don't just put it out and you're like, oh, it's going to get that. Like you can create a high grossing movie, but the ones that hit $1 billion are a very small amount. And to
You
give
have to be in a certain class too, basically. If you're not Marvel or fucking something based on an event that's popular by everybody or got the biggest budget of all time. I mean, there's very select categories, I guess is what I'm saying, that you can realistically hit $1
there's
billion.
only one franchise in history that had a sequel that also hit $1 billion, and that's the Avatar series, the actual movies. That's the only one to have a
Yeah,
sequel
at the
that
time
hit
I think it was like
$1
the highest. Like they spent that was the highest
It was like $400
produced
million
movie.
or some shit.
Yeah,
to
James
make the damn
Cameron
thing,
spent
too.
so much money on that fucking, because a lot, especially with the first one, the tech was ahead of its time for the first
Exactly.
Avatar, and he spent so much fucking money on that. But I mean, it was worth it. It was a great movie.
Yeah, the first Avatar has now grossed officially almost $3 billion.
Yeah.
And the like he said, the one after that, which is understandable because I damn near went and saw it twice, was Avengers Endgame. That's
Oh man, Avengers Inc. Fucking tastic.
yeah, that
The
was
end
a
of an
movie.
era.
Yeah, that was a movie that the crowd, like, this is what I'm saying.
When
the crowd
when the crowd gets
up.
involved, the crowds were clapping.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they
Like
were
I was in there
cheering.
cheering. I was in
They
there
were
crying, cheering.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what
Captain
it
America
takes.
came out. I was like, oh my god! Like I was there. Everybody was in there getting hyped. Like
Yeah,
that was one of those moments where it's just you had to be there.
You had to
Like,
be there. Yeah, that was
yeah.
like that was Woodstock '98. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just that when you tell
Question:
people you had to be there.
Did Sonic hit that number or no?
Did Sonic
Is what?
get a 90? You mean? You mean did Sonic the thing? Absolutely not. Nah. I don't even think it's in the top 50.
Wait, we talking about the game or the movie?
Yeah,
No, the
he's talking
movie,
about the movie
right now.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's not in the top at all.
No, I think it was very popular though. Like
it was popular.
Yeah, that's why I was
it grossed
surprised.
high. But that's the point he's making. Like, their movies can be very successful and be very popular, but it takes a lot to get to that billion. Like, for them to gross $1 billion, it takes a special kind of movie to do that.
Mm-hmm. You know which
But-
movie is not gonna get that?
Oh, you're talking about
Anything without the Disney or Marvel.
Borderlands.
fucking
No,
Borderlands.
this is him shitting on Borderlands.
Yeah.
Hey, I need to. They destroyed it. I
was
had
just laughing
I mean-
at Randy Pitchford being excited that he thought that they shortly after the release of the Borderlands movie they would be announcing the sequel, and I was like, bro, you're never announcing a sequel.
We all what it was gonna be like. So when it came out and it was like one of the lowest rated movies of the year, I already knew it. I was not surprised in the slightest. I was like, yeah, okay, that's exactly where I expected it to be. I did not expect this to be good at all. The thing that would have surprised me if it was actually good. That was going to be the thing that would have shocked me. Like, oh damn, so it's good. But
yeah,
no,
you're right.
Finding out that it was trash, was not surprising.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, and you're right, Ward. Deadpool and Wolverine is number 36 according
Yeah,
to
it just crossed $1 billion the other day.
Yeah, so this list is
Deadpool is a Marvel though. Marvel gives you a
Yeah.
couple $100 million right off the bat. Even
Sure,
if the movie's bad.
but no, I'm about to say, but the last few movies didn't get $1 billion though. They only got like 400 million because they were
nobody
terrible.
was interested in them.
Yeah. So we finally got a good Marvel movie again. So it finally got its $1 billion.
I'm not gonna lie. I gotta stop underestimating kids films because, bruh, Inside Out
Inside
2.
Out. Inside Out, yeah.
Inside
That's
Out
another
2 almost
one.
hit $1.6 billion.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And that
the
just came
highest
out.
Actually,
grossing
like half
Pixar
the
film of
top.
all time.
If you take Marvel out, in the top like 50 films, like 30 of them are fucking animated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was giving you an example. Like the way X amount of movies only hit $1 billion is the same way you're only gonna get that for 90 plus. Like it's just not a lot.
Yeah.
And you better
And
be
then
Disney or someone big to get that too. No
Yeah.
freelance
It's like I'm not
movie
even
placement between them.
I'm not even a Souls fan, but I knew just the way the people have been anticipating Elden Ring for like 5 years at that point. And the hype up to it and the production value of it and just everything that the developers and everything were talking about, the fans were talking about. I just knew that was going to be a 90 plus. I was like, this is about to come out and just break
oh yeah,
some freaking
No,
records.
that shit was a surprise.
You said
Like,
it was a surprise?
was a surprise.
Why?
Yeah, because no Dark Souls. I don't recall any Dark Souls hitting the 90, nor Demon Soul
I mean they were still highly praised though.
or Bloodborne. Yeah, or Bloodborne. So yes. But the way it like it overstepped. It went literally 10 point higher.
I mean it basically went
It was
it
just
went
something.
viral.
I don't
Like
know. It was something about. I mean, but again, Demon Souls remake was at 92, but so it got in the 90s mark. But and I think the original Demon Souls did 92,
yeah.
if I can remember.
Well I know the
So
remake did, but yeah, I don't know about the other one.
yeah, so it's not out of the realm for Souls like to get that high, but it was just like it became like a whole movement, like people waiting for Elden. When is Elden Ring coming out? I just knew by how excited and how much information that the studio was
Oh,
giving about the game that okay, they are very
89.
confident. They are
oh,
very confident in this game, and it's about to hit on all metro. I just knew. I was like, oh, this is about to be a whole thing.
oh.
But yeah.
Warawana, the highest rated Dark Soul is Dark Soul 2. Ew. Hell no. Ew. Go away. No.
I don't
Shit.
know.
The disrespect out of all the Dark Souls games. 2 is the highest? I can't with this critic. I genuinely can't.
I'm still waiting on you to play Elden Ring.
Um, I I have yet, yeah, but now that I'm gonna start Dragon Age,
Oh my god!
I
It's
don't
all,
have.
listen, sir. It's always an excuse with you. It's been over a year now. Okay, you keep coming up with a new excuse.
I mean, when
Exactly.
I
Shh. You ain't
too
got no
many games to
excuse.
too many games to
Nah,
play.
I ain't trying to hear that. Cause back when you had time, I saw your ass all I'm playing like gym that gym game, that gym management
No,
freaking game.
do you have any idea? I literally haven't touched that in years. In a year
In
now? No, more
years.
than a year.
It ain't been no
Well,
damn years. I saw you do that a few months ago,
I think I saw
Omar.
you on that game at least a few
no,
months ago.
no, I never played. No, I haven't touched that in 2 years.
Omar.
Wait,
I had
Gym
saw
Wars?
you play
I
that Gym Wars game.
swear, I'm not
Omar.
joking. I haven't touched that game ever.
Omar.
I swear, I'm not joking. Like, I'm
Omar,
genuinely
I
like,
saw you though. Unless
I'm
you
kidding.
played it in your fucking sleep. I saw you online playing that gym game. Like, I was like, why is he playing that?
Are
Like,
you genuinely talking about Gem of War? Cause
I don't know. It was some gym game. I don't
It
know if
might
it was
not be
Gym of
that.
War
That's
specifically.
yeah, it might be a different one, but yeah.
I don't have any other one unless it's a demo.
Hold on, I'm about to look on your
yeah.
profile right
Yeah,
now.
look
Then
it up for me,
I'm
please.
about to kick your little
So
ass. Hold on.
Wara, that exactly what you said is my issue, right? When a game being good or almost like there's like this unanimous praise about it, the zeitgeist of it is so high that a lot of reviewers, like you said, get pressured into reviewing higher than they normally would have. Like I said this a while back with Zelda, the Zelda series. A lot. This happens with a lot of Nintendo games, but Zelda in particular, people are like afraid to rate that game below a certain point.
If that game got under a 90, people would hunt them down and kill them.
Yeah, like people are actually afraid.
Not people would hunt them down and kill them though.
I mean, Zelda fans are like
Nintendo would cut you off.
relentless, man. Like I remember seeing that where I was like, I feel like this person doesn't like this game. And like when you read the review and then you see the score, it's like I
It
feel
ain't
like
nothing.
they didn't like the
It don't
game
match
as
up
much
with the
as they
score at
did.
all.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely feel like that. And I felt that way with Elden Ring. Like Elden Ring, as the score started to come out, I was like, I read some reviews and I was like, okay, so this person is like, oh, it was buggy. Oh, I fell through the map a few times. This section was boring. This, that, and the third. 98.
97. Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? Like, yeah, so. Yeah.
Disingenuous at its finest, huh?
Yeah. So again, that's why we always tell people like, look, you gotta know what you like as a gamer, as an individual, and kind of just use, reviews to help you. Just make sure a game isn't flat out broken, and if you know yourself as a gamer, you know what you'll enjoy. I mean, I've enjoyed plenty of games that have rated, in the upper 70s, stuff like that. So it's like whatever. Again, like I said, plenty of times, me and Morgan have been playing a game, and then the review score will get pointed out like weeks later, and we're both like, oh, we didn't know, nor do we care, because we were enjoying the game. So it's like, what does it matter? And then
when you reviewed at the end of the day, reviewed, especially reviewed, it's just better, in my opinion. Like if you have the ability to buy every game, just buy what you like. Metacritic
Mad Max got a 69. It's in my top 25 games of last gen, easy.
Especially now with demos. Like, why waste your time on reviews? Play the demo.
Yeah. Also,
The
shout
demo.
out to Open Critic for doing their damn job, because Unicorn Overlord is an 88 overall and a 99% recommended. That game is phenomenal, and that's the type of shit I love to see when it comes to reviews. Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, the demo that I played from Unicorn Overlord was great.
Yeah, but that's what I like to see. When I feel I play a game and I feel it's a certain caliber, like
what's
and it matches up.
What's and I just lost my train of thought. That's crazy.
You're asking about a specific
Octopath Traveler 2.
Let's see.
83 or something, 84.
I
It's not gonna be that high.
It is.
I wasn't talking about.
It's an 85, and it's a 95,
Yeah.
and it's a 95% recommend.
Okay.
Yeah. So they did. They did their job on that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the system and stuff for Open Critic, like I said, I can't recommend it enough for a lot of people. If you are a fan of the aggregate and you want a real aggregate, and really kind of get a feel for what people are feeling about a game, you go from there. But yeah, perfect example, right? Critic reviews for Octopath Traveler 2. It was my game of the year. It was Morgan's game of the year, and IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. I do not care. Like
IGN.
Yeah.
That's how you know they're out of touch. But hey, they do them.
But again, these are the things that can happen, right? Who reviews a game? Who's available to review the game? Do they like those type of games? How is the game?
Yeah, sometimes reviewers get put on a game. They're not even interested in that genre at all.
So then I'm gonna ask you guys a question that I asked the Vitamin G crew, and we can agree to disagree on this one. If you know a certain person is not a fan of a genre, would you still want that person to review such game?
Are you wait?
Okay, for example, I'm not a fan of FPS games. I'm not gonna review Call of.
But
So
are you asking like should these reviewers not do that? Is that what you're is
Yeah,
that what you're
my
ultimately asking?
question is, should reviewers that actually review games review the games that they are into? Because I'm
Um.
so I'm
because
gonna, I'm gonna
when
explain.
Sometimes you
Well,
ain't
Wait,
got
hold on,
the
hold on. Here's the
people for
issue.
that though.
Here's the
yeah,
issue with that. They may not have the people for that specifically, right?
yeah.
And even if that person is, you're not going to vibe with every game. So there's never a perfect storm to what you're asking, right? Like, prime example, if I was the JRPG reviewer for IGN, I promise you right now, you do not want me to review the new Mana game. Because it ain't going to be pretty. Like, at all. Like, I already know that, but if that's my job and that's my specific genre, if they separated it by genre, like, it's not going to look good. So that's what I'm saying. There's no perfect storm to
Yeah.
a review or a reviewer. And yeah, I mean, I imagine most places will try to give a game to someone that is a fan of it or potentially is looking forward to it. I mean, I know
Hmm.
from talking to Chris Toast, because she just in a more recent example, she was writing reviews for a site. She was really into VR, and they gave her all the VR codes, and they gave her a lot of the Japanese role playing game codes. So, but again, one person having to play through all these games and then actually write and review them is pretty
you're not gonna
daunting.
manage. No, you're not.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
eventually you got to delegate, you got to give it to somebody else. Like, I mean, think about the stuff that we play here. Like, even if we got imagine if we got codes here, we were popular enough to say get codes and do reviews, right? Even with that,
Then we must at least I would need to stop play quote unquote shovelware games and just focus on reviews only.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't, even if we all were participating
Maybe, but I
heavily,
mean,
we
I think
still
you're
wouldn't be able to do it.
overestimating how long it takes to write a review. You have to play it, and then you have to write writing those thoughts down and getting that consensus
Yeah,
and getting the review out. Like that takes time. So that's why I'd be like, they be on reviewers' ass, but most of these people they got a 2 week deadline. They got to finish the game. They got to write it up. They got to do all this. Y'all got to give reviewers a break sometimes. Like, like
Exactly. Yeah, it's rough.
it takes a lot.
Yeah, it's like you got 72 hours. Like 72
but
hours. Even if I play
luckily,
this game 12 hours a
but
day, I'm like,
with
Yeah, because I'm about to say some of these codes come in hella late, and they exactly what no Nelson. They got 72 hours to write a review. Like, yeah, dang.
apparently with some games, I hope most games, they actually give them cheat codes like guides and stuff.
Yeah, but you got to be careful even with that for what you do. So I know
Hmm.
some reviewers get like with NBA 2K, some of them get like VC or whatever, and like they'll lower the amount of VC it takes to do certain things during the review process, so it doesn't seem as egregious and stuff like that. So yeah, they can get scummy with that too during the review process. So there's so many things you got to be careful of in the review process. And then like I said, there's no perfect storm to it as well. And then like Wara was saying, that I immediately don't trust like 90% of reviews from people that review Nintendo games. Um,
Oh,
because
they're not gonna review it fair.
yeah,
You
because
know.
he like War
they're
was
gonna get
saying
cut
in the
off real
chat.
quick.
War was saying in the chat, if it's Zelda, Mario, or like Kirby, or Kid Icarus or something like
New Kid Kirby was lit though. Not gonna lie.
yeah, like not that they're not good, but they're gonna get like that curve, right? So if it's an 85, they're probably gonna give it like a 94. Like like that's my issue. Is it's like it's not being graded accurately. There's this, oh my god, I love Zelda so much. I expect that from people. And it's like, so to get an accurate representation of those games, a
You
lot of times I have to
already
play them
know
myself.
if a Zelda good game gets an 80, the mob.
The internet would blow up.
Yeah, I mean they're coming for your neck. Nintendo fans don't play. But again, that's what I said. That's the thing that kind of sucks with reviewing and the nuance behind reviewing It's like there's so many things that you have to be careful of. But we know the one person, or the one company that companies are not afraid to screw over is PlayStation.
Yep.
So we've all seen that firsthand. Where again, the reviewers' words do not match the score. This game was absolutely phenomenal, start to finish. 10 times better than its
No bugs,
predecessor.
no glitches.
Yeah,
An 8
nothing.
or a
Yeah,
7. Yeah, I know.
7.8.
That's because they're
it's
not
like,
catering. You know why they're not catering to a lot of these journalists? They're not giving them interviews. Or
No,
a
no,
lot of them
no,
aren't getting
no, no.
codes. A
They
lot of them
don't.
aren't getting
No,
free shit. They're not getting.
They don't want PlayStation to be on top. They're tired of that. That's it.
yeah. I mean,
I think it has more to do with
I've heard
PlayStation
that.
not catering to them.
I mean,
They're
there's
not
some
flying
people
them
who
out to
would.
places. They're not giving them shit. They're not.
Yeah, PlayStation's not
Yeah.
giving preferential treatment to a lot of these people. But on top of that, there are a lot of places that review that basically, again, they're like, oh, this is another third person game, and they immediately are like, dock 2 whole points, like, because oh, I think it's gonna play just like that, or the silly stuff that they say. But yeah, either way,
Oh, man, not y'all in here talking about a PlayStation tax. Oh man.
I mean, I ain't gonna say all that. I'm not wilding like that. But we know the
You just,
effect. We know the
you just
offenders.
remember.
I've definitely heard Omar say that.
Yeah.
You just remember she is part of the, ambassador program.
I'm part of the clear-headed program. Yeah.
No,
I
the
think
ambassador
the
program.
expectations are just higher on PlayStation. That's all.
The expectations are definitely higher for PlayStation games. I mean,
Yeah.
That's why I think
you can see
Xbox, when I say they get a refund, is the expectations are kind of set at the floor. So if it's above the floor, it's like,
man,
yeah,
not the
yeah, you know what I
floor.
mean? Like, that's what I put
that.
on.
Well, I mean, that's kind of been the problem for them, though, right? Because
Yeah, I'm like, yes, this game runs. Yes,
game-
it's not broken. 9 out of 10.
every game is meant to be that new it factor for them because they still haven't gotten that game yet.
Yeah,
So-
that's the reality. Like every game has to be the game to save Xbox because they just haven't been able to consistently, like before people get upset, I'm talking about consistently deliver a banger. Okay,
Exactly.
they can do it. They can put a good game out every now and again, but it's the consistency is the problem. They'll have a good game and then bad, then mid, then what is this? Then okay, good game and then bad and then mid. Like Xbox has to. People are excited because they have so many studios now and so many games coming. I'm like, okay, but is the quantity ain't the problem. All right, we got to
Also,
get the quality up.
Also, the release. Xbox has way too much announced and not enough released. Like,
Oh, it's all coming at the end of the year because apparently Xbox is allergic to the first 7 months of the year.
yeah.
So
like,
here's everything coming at the end.
Are expecting them to create games in record time. Like, people expecting Fable next year are hilarious. I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all have
They
no
said
idea.
2025, but I said I don't think that's gonna happen, and people jump on my ass.
I just think even if it's ready, I just think they'd want to avoid GTA since that's coming out in the fall.
Mhm.
And they own COD too.
I would exactly. I would assume that they.
I don't think
You
it'll
know,
be ready though. To be honest with you.
if Fable was ready in 2025, it would be around the fall. So I feel like you would want to avoid that
Yeah,
and
I think
just-
they're avoiding that.
and just wait to release it in 2026. Like unless they magically have it ready at the beginning of 2025, like or mid 2025.
They ain't showing nothing on that game that makes me think that's anywhere near being completed.
I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah, we haven't-
what
Not even
source
close.
We
it is
haven't
That
behind
seen
it.
or,
combat like
say what?
yet. We haven't seen genuine
mean,
combat. I'm not. I'm not talking about.
We still have like 8-9 months if they wanted to release it at the beginning or near the middle of 2025. They still have time to show gameplay. It's just they would just need to show it.
Yeah, I think it's
But
very.
yeah.
I think the way that Xbox shows games, I think it's very obvious when their games are ready because you get something like we got with Starfield, right?
You get gameplay.
Yeah, you get that big segment of deep dive. Let's talk about it.
Mhm.
Let's talk to the devs. Let's do like they go crazy.
Like
when
Doom
it's
gonna
ready.
release next year. You can tell it's gonna release next year because
Doom-
they showed it off.
Doom is super
Mhm.
about to be ready. Like that's no problem next year. But
Fable,
that team
that's
has a
complete
cadence,
opposite.
and those games are not
I wanted
massive.
State of Decay. I was very
That's
upset.
again.
I could tell that's in early
That's
production.
gonna
I
be
was
20.
like,
That's gonna be 2026 at the earliest.
yeah,
That
that's
might
where
be
I was feeling. I was
2027.
like, from what they showed, I was like, oh yeah, we ain't about to get nothing anytime soon.
But the key about all these
Uh,
games, like State of Decay and stuff, it's like State of Decay can't just come out, right? State of Decay, the way it is right now, State of Decay has to hit. No more excuses. No more weird bugs.
yeah.
I don't want to be rubber banding 80 yards behind my co-op
Well,
partner.
if they say what they, if it's true what they doing,
That
they talking
last
about
game came
they
out
talking about
fucked up.
Yeah.
they talk about
I
using
tried it.
Unreal 5. I think that's what they said. So I'm like, oh,
It's gonna be like 12 frames per second.
Henry said they drop a
like,
good game every 7 years.
damn. Okay, I wouldn't say all that, but damn. Yeah, if they plan on using Unreal 5 for State of Decay, I'm gonna be like, bro, we about to have another fucked up State of Decay. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm holding out hope because I like State of Decay. And speaking of State of Decay, though, that's also one of the rumored games to be coming to PlayStation that people are guessing.
Honestly, they'd be
I
smart
would
to
take it.
launch that game on PlayStation.
Well, they were talking about the older one, the State of Decay 2. I'll take that. Bring it on PlayStation.
I think it works now.
I'll play it
At
again.
least it works
and
now.
And it's better.
There you go.
And it's I'll play it in its definitive form on PlayStation to get
Yeah.
hyped again for State of Decay 3. So, yeah, give it to me. I'll take it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, man. There's again so much coming, and so on and so forth. They said reviews. we definitely went over that topic heavily. But yeah, another topic that we had, that honestly just a rumor. What it really is a lot of hopium from the Xbox community. For some reason, I don't know what it is about that community at large they have a real heavy want for games that their community is not really known for playing or purchasing.
It's honestly a coping mechanism for the fact that Xbox games are essentially going everywhere.
Yeah,
so this is just their attempt to make themselves feel better that, oh man, a quote unquote Sony exclusive is coming to our platform. See, you're losing your exclusives too, so it's not just us.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that type
That's
of shit.
exactly what it is.
that's basically all I've heard is like,
Because none of them are actually. I'm not gonna say none, but 99% of the gamers over there are not actually interested in Final Fantasy in the
yeah,
slightest.
it's a list war like it always is for them. Again,
Yeah.
I don't. That doesn't affect any of us in here.
It's about console wars at the end of the day. That's what this is about. Just ha ha. But
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest though, I honestly would not be surprised to see Final Fantasy 16 come over. I mean,
It's a time exclusive. It's gonna come at some point. We know that. I mean,
the only reason the 7 remakes and stuff haven't is because obviously Sony has a contractual, exclusivity clause for that game, and I don't expect that game to come over to Xbox until at least until the third game is out, and then at that point maybe there's like I said, Sony probably signed a contract that says you cannot, this game is exclusive, or this trilogy is exclusive to PlayStation until the full trilogy comes out, maybe even till maybe beyond
I
that.
agree, but you're mixing 7 and 16.
I'm not mixing 7 and 16.
She's
I'm
not.
talking
She's specified.
specifically about 7. Omar, I'm aware that the rumor is about 16. I'm just talking about 7 at the moment.
Yeah, no, 7 it's not coming out. Not until it's released on PlayStation Complete.
That's what I said,
Yeah,
Omar.
yeah,
Thank you for repeating.
I am agreeing with you.
But anyway, like I was saying, with 16, I wouldn't be surprised if it does come to Xbox like this year or next year.
I figured it'd be 1 year. It's been well over 1 year, so.
Yeah, Phil's been, very adamant about this so-called relationship that Xbox is building with Square Enix. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the game to be that game that, the big AAA Final Fantasy game that finally comes over to Xbox.
I expect a Kena 1 year later. It took 3 goddamn years for them to get that goddamn game.
I know, right?
They weren't in no hurry at all.
I also wouldn't be surprised if it came on Game Pass, just because I don't expect this game to sell well on Xbox. So
No.
take that Game Pass money from Xbox and put it on Game Pass.
I mean,
So yeah,
assuming
I
they
honestly,
cover the cost of development. So
I honestly would not be surprised if this game came on Game Pass day one on Xbox.
Do you think Xbox is willing to fork the money for it?
Yes,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. They're trying to increase their.
It's not day and date, and they know they're not. There's not gonna make no money off of it selling it. So
they're trying to increase their Japanese influence. If that supposedly, and they care about they've announced this budding relationship with Square Enix. I think they feel like it's important for them to make it look like they're trying when it comes to the Japanese market. So no, I would not be surprised if they spin a bag to get Final Fantasy 16 onto Game Pass, because that would be a quote unquote good look for them. Like, oh man, here's this big AAA Final Fantasy game and it's in Game Pass. Oh my god, it's fantastic. Again, most of these people would not even play it anyway, but like I said, that would be the best deal.
But they can
if
use
I
it
was
for
Square,
the list wars, and that they know that'll keep their fans really happy.
Exactly. They know what their fans are.
They'll make a huge deal about it, but they ain't gonna play it. But
they always
keep them happy and give them something to talk about for a while.
Because it was.
I'm gonna be looking at those achievements. I'm like, let's see if y'all care.
They know they can't come for us, so they got the platinum. So.
Yeah, if I was Square, that's what I would do. I would look for a Game Pass deal, because that's the only upfront money that I know
I'm
I'm about to
surprised
get.
Visions of Mana didn't come day one, honestly, because that's gonna sell less than 100,000 copies. I promise you.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Visions.
I was surprised about that too.
Yeah,
because
I'm
I think
interested.
they announced that
there's no money on that console to be made
at the Xbox Direct. That was the game that they announced at the Xbox Direct. So I thought that was going to be in Game Pass, but no.
So did I.
And so we shall see. Maybe Square's like, nah, y'all gonna have to fork up this $70 if y'all want to play. But either way, it'll be interesting.
We didn't even make back our porting costs. What?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because
Square.
Because I basically it'll be interesting to see, because I feel like Square would announce the sales for that or on Xbox. So it'd be interesting to see how well or not well it does on the Xbox platform. And once again, we'll just see that dudes were just talking, bring Final Fantasy over here. But as soon as it comes over, I already know the first excuse will be like, well, you made me wait 2-3 years, so I mean, I'm over it. I don't want to play. I'm like, oh no, play. Don't make an excuse now.
I want to see the excuse for Visions of Mana then, because
that's not. Oh, I already know the excuse is that's not their type of game. Oh, that's not the AAA game I want. That's not it. No, I don't want that JRPG. I want the shiny one.
That's not the one I want. Oh,
I want the big Hollywood budget shiny one. I want the real the Final Fantasy. Give me that.
They out here acting like old boy from Harry Potter. Last year I got 37. Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah. Just like the same way I'm interested to see how well Metaphor is going to do on the Xbox platform. Now that this is like they put all the older Atlas titles into Game Pass, at least as far as the Personas, Persona 3,
like I said,
5,
Sega, don't
4.
Be scared. Don't be scared to release some numbers, Sega.
So
say something.
Exactly. So now that these Xbox gamers got a taste of Persona, as they should have, at least with it being in Game Pass. Y'all should be well equipped. Y'all should be well equipped and excited to play Metaphor, right? Y'all should be excited to support it. Like, oh man, it was in Game Pass. I played it. I loved it. So yeah, here comes Metaphor. So y'all should be
you're adorable. They're not gonna do that.
To play it, and I hope they do, and I hope they support the game and Sega gets a bag, because we will see. We will definitely see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that. I hear a lot of claims that people are excited for Metaphor, but I want to see them numbers. I don't,
That's the sad thing. We're not gonna see numbers, sadly.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to the PC community for clearly showing up and supporting Atlas since you guys have been getting their games. Atlas specifically shouted out PC. PC's heavy adoption of their games on the platform as a reason they continue to support their PC development. So you guys are at least doing your job. So shout out to my PC RPG lovers because y'all are apparently doing what you are supposed to. And your game happens to be on screen right now, Morgan. Speaking of which, Alters or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, that's another game I'm looking forward to.
Which one?
The game that's on the screen, young man. Alters. It was shown off originally at the Xbox showcase, I think.
Yeah, I think that's where it was. Yeah.
And it looks fantastic. Still no release date on this, so I have no idea. So if you're asking, it's like TBD at this moment.
What type of game is it?
It's a management game, so you're not going to be good at it, Omar.
You probably don't want any part of that. I'm gonna tell you
Well,
right now.
depends. What?
You'll have to look. You'll have to
Sir,
look it up.
I'm gonna need you to
Yeah, I
go
will
and watch the
ask for
trailer
the
later.
Name
Yeah.
right there, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting game. It looks good. I can't wait for that. There's so many games that they showed off.
I forgot.
This year.
Oh man, at this point, I'm looking at something on the screen now because Zelda came up, or the Legend of Link, as everybody likes to call it. It reminds me.
Oh yeah.
You're so lucky, Morgan, that you don't have a Switch, because Lord have mercy.
I'm lucky I don't have a Switch. Oh, man.
No,
this man,
because
he's so lucky you don't have one platform. That's crazy. Oh man.
mean, no, because now I'm thinking of the fact that I'm supposed to be picking that up as well as the new Mario Brothers ship.
Yeah, I'm sitting here contemplating whether or not I think I might jump it on the Switch too. But then again, am I gonna have the fortitude to sit there and fight the bots for it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. It's like, do I care that much to fight the 100,000 people that are gonna be trying to get a Switch? Day one?
You know what's crazy about the Switch? Everybody talked about the launch and then obviously the crazy time that happened with COVID when they were completely out of stock. Shout out to Sanctus, who decided to show up. How you doing, ma'am?
Switch had been out for years and it was sold out, but I could get a Series S. Make that make sense.
Yeah, but the funny thing about my original Nintendo Switch purchase is it was last minute, and we're at Priscilla's mom's house, and I was just like, we were still undecided, and I was just like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna go see if I could get one. So I went to the Best Buy, which sadly is no longer in business. They closed that one, which is
They
part
closed
of
down a lot of Best Buys because the one that was not the one near me, but the other one that was near me got closed down.
So that's basically what happened here. So you where you had one, and then so basically they left one in that area, and they closed the other two. So one was at a mall that closed down, and then one was near her mom, and that's the one that I went to at the time, which was great because if one was out, you could go 10 minutes down the way, you could go to the other one. Now there's one that services such a big area that it's they're always out of stuff because they're so far in between now. But yeah, I went there at midnight, or a little toward 30 minutes to midnight, pulled up, hopped in the back of the line, and just bought one. It was
back
crazy.
of the line.
Yeah, literally just the back of the line, and I was like, all right, let's see what happens. And they were like, all right, we got tickets. Shout out to Best Buy. They were super organized, so you knew exactly. You weren't waiting in line hoping to get one. You knew if you were gonna get it right off the bat.
You had a ticket or you didn't.
Yeah, you had a ticket or you didn't. I got in. I bought the Pro Controller day one, which is another weird surprise to me that a lot of people, it goes to show the difference in thinking with some people. And this is just a tangent for anybody who's listening, but it goes to show the way that some people think about stuff when they buy things. I was so shocked about people who had a Nintendo Switch from day one that didn't get a Pro Controller till 3 or 4 years in. And I was like, how do
I think
you
people
have
were
a
just
Switch and not have
excited
it?
at the idea of the Joy-Con. They wanted you just they liked the fact that you could just slide it onto the Switch.
Yeah, and they
And
were terrible. Like, so it's like,
yeah,
for a lot of games, like they're fine for some games, but a lot of games where you really needed precision and stuff like that. Like, I had to have a Pro controller, and also shout out to Nintendo. The Pro controller, if you guys have never held one, is one of the most comfortable controllers on the entire planet I have
oh man,
ever
this is
held.
becoming a Nintendo podcast.
Hey,
Oh
hold on,
Jesus,
hold on. I mean, I'm giving props
this
where
man's a
it's due.
Nintendo. All right.
Also, it has one of the longest battery lives in a controller I've ever seen in my life.
Well, yeah, it's a cheap ass piece of shit. So yeah, it would have it. It don't got nothing.
Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
thing lasts
it lasts a
forever.
long time.
So when was this about Nintendo podcast, Mister?
Yeah, you're terrible at humor, Omar. Don't even try. Yeah.
Damn.
You're
Leave
waiting
Omar
out.
alone,
You're
yo.
waiting. You're still waiting out time. That still count. But hey,
Yeah. But anyway, bye, Felicia. So, like I was
Not by
saying,
Felicia.
also, what happened to Mister? I bought.
like I was saying, sir, I'm gonna kick
Listen,
you
don't.
out the server. Anyway,
No, he ready to talk. Let's talk about Ghosts. No, he ready to talk
No,
now.
no. I wanna hear him.
absolutely.
I wanna hear him talk about Astral Chain and the one
Not Astral
FPS
Chain.
Yeah,
Oh
route.
man, he trying to change the subject.
so yeah,
Oh, man.
no. So we moving on to the next thing to cover because
You see what you did? You see what you did,
so
Omar?
ready to move
You see what you
on.
did?
Ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna get to Omar's favorite segment, ladies and gentlemen, where we talk about
man.
the things that
Fuck
Omar
you
has
too.
said. That Omar loves to say. So last week's podcast, we kind of
man.
glossed over this moment where Omar said that he thought it was too soon for a Ghost of Tsushima sequel, ladies and gentlemen. And just to be clear, Warwana did not agree with Omar. Warwana said that he did not like Ghost, therefore he does not want a sequel. So this
No,
is completely
Warwana
Crazy. That was the best
said-
game PlayStation made last gen, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I love Ghost. So we're gonna clarify that. So this is all Omar, nobody else.
Just backing this man into a corner.
So
Poor Omar, bro.
so this brings about a larger question. Number one, I want to get some clarity on that from Omar. If he would like to participate, he can. About why he thinks it's too soon for a Ghost. For a Ghost of Tsushima sequel, which was a phenomenal game that was set up beautifully for a sequel, mind you. If you guys haven't played it, you should play it. Ghost of Tsushima is an amazing game.
Yeah, he's gonna become a Ronin.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can play it on PlayStation, and of course, PlayStation 5 is the preferred way to play it if you're playing on PlayStation, and you can also play it on PC, which also is a phenomenal port. By the way, it can be played on some of the lowest specs ever. It's gorgeous. But like I said, to that end, like I said, we get some clarity on why Omar thinks that, but also the question for you guys in the chat as well is there a time when you didn't want a sequel to a particular game and why? Or is there a time when you wanted a sequel to a game and the developer, for whatever reason, just refused to do so? And left you wondering why that was, that they didn't pursue that sequel. Obviously, we all have plenty of games that we've talked about that did not get a sequel for many reasons that we would love to get a sequel and or not. But yeah, Omar, if you would like to participate, sir. I know you said you wanted to abstain, particularly from this subject.
He said
but,
he's taking he's pleading the fifth.
Yeah, he gonna take a sabbatical during this conversation. But Omar, why do you believe that it is too soon for a Ghost of Tsushima sequel? What is your reasoning behind that? I'm curious.
Because, so first of all, I love Ghost. It's not like that I don't love Ghost. I played Ghost. I don't have the Platinum Ghost because you need to play, I think,
How dare
PS, because you need to play it twice, I think. You need to have played
Probably both endings. I got both endings. Right, Platinum it.
PlayStation Plus, PlayStation, what call it, New Game Plus, I think, in order to get the Plus. My thing is, when it comes to Ghost, they made an amazing game with Ghost, but
Mhm.
they fucked up so bad with Legend.
That's my favorite multiplayer. How so?
They fucked Legend so bad up that I became almost close to desensitized from Ghost for a bit. I
How do you
would,
feel they messed it up though? What did you
oh,
not like?
very easy. They focused on quantity over quality. What do I mean by that is they catered so much to um what you call it a drip, your clothing. Like they had God of War
Not your
1,
drip. Oh man.
they had so many things that you could unlock that they gave for free, that they forgot that they have a fucking what you call it, game to upgrade. What I mean by that is they have one or maybe two raid bosses. That's it. And the legend raid bosses is the best thing out of the game. But at the same time, and when I played it, the first raid bosses are structured in three missions. First mission took us around what, um, a 1.5 hour or something. Like all the the entire raid boss combined, everything combined was close to 5 or 6 hours. That and it was the first time we did a raid boss, and I did it with fucking random. So lots of people dying and stuff like that. No communication, no this, no that. So, but point taken is instead of thinking, okay, this is great, let's build up on that. No, they gave us what do you call it, um not a mission, it's a fucking a mode that nobody asked for. Instead of upgrading on what you already had with the raid, they just gave another mode that nobody asked for.
Okay,
And
so your entire issue with Ghost of Tsushima is dealing
A
with the
free
free
multiplayer that
mode.
nobody
no,
expected
my
that nobody
entire
expected to
issue
even be there, and didn't even
my
charge you for the cosmetics they put in
my
the in
ent-
game.
but
This is
that's the
kind of the
thing.
craziest thing I've ever heard.
That's the thing though. Instead of focusing on cosmetics that doesn't add anything to the conversation, they should have made more raid bosses, in my opinion.
No, so
That's what
that's what I'm
made
saying. So this is why you don't,
Okay.
because the question
Okay.
is why don't you want a? Why do you think it's too
So
soon for a
because
I
sequel?
don't want the sequel because they just
the
released not so.
multiplayer ruined you from the optional multiplayer ruined
That was
the
free and had
your
free co-op and free.
idea or your want for a sequel. Like I don't
No,
get
my
that.
thing is no, because I was good to see. I was, how to say it? I needed a break from Ghost. I wanted them to
Have
work
you not
on
had a
something
like
else.
4 or 5 year break from Ghost?
What?
Have you not had a 4 year break from Ghost?
I don't think that's enough in real talk.
Omar, you
They
are
what?
making up
They
excuses right
released
now.
they released the director cut or or the
Oh
DLC
my god.
when.
Which you did not have to play at all. It,
Okay,
Yeah, that was for
okay.
people. That was
Let me.
mostly for
Okay,
people who didn't
okay.
have
I
Hold
the
on, hold
don't.
on,
game.
hold on.
No,
Let me
hold
talk
up.
right now.
I don't know about you guys, but
No,
I
no.
love to playing
That shit was hilarious though. Thank you.
DLC.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna tell you exactly what this
Go
is
ahead.
about. Okay, I'm gonna break it down. Okay, let me tell y'all why Omar is saying this. Okay, let's be real. This is because he wants Infamous or Sly Cooper. That's what this is all about.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
No,
he
I
doesn't want
no,
to
but
admit that. But
no.
Omar, let me speak. I'll let you
Wait,
speak.
hold
I
up.
didn't
That was
interrupt you.
too
Hold
crazy
on,
to
hold on,
believe
hold
Whenever
on,
on its
hold
whenever
on,
own.
hold
you
on,
ever have
Omar. Hold on, hold on. Let me finish. Okay? Because let's be real. If let's say in 2020 there was no Ghost of Tsushima, right? Let's say they had released a Infamous game and they did like a kind of revamp like they did with God of War 2018. They got kind of like a new direction for it. You would be so excited at the idea of another Infamous coming out this or next year. You would not be saying, "Oh, I think it's too soon," or "Oh, I think they should work on something else," or "Oh, I'm kind of over
Hold
Infamous."
up.
You would be
When was the last
so
Infamous,
fucking
though?
excited about Infamous.
Of
You would be
course it
so
would
excited.
be.
She said
Of
if it's
course it
coming out
would be.
in the
When was
same
the last?
time. Wait,
I
you're
said
not listening. The same time frame. You would
yes.
be ecstatic.
If instead of like if let's say Ghost, like I said, Ghost of Tsushima didn't exist in 2020, it was The Last of Us 2, and there was another Infamous. That's what happened. They never made Ghost. Now let's say now it's today, and we're talking about the next game Sucker Punch is making, and you would be so excited at the idea of there being it's gonna be another Infamous after that. You wouldn't be talking about, "Oh, I need a break," or "It's too soon," or
Real talk.
"Oh,
Real talk. After the
uh-huh."
last Infamous, I wanted a break from Infamous.
You lying gun.
What?
Omar, if you need such a break, why you want another one?
Because the break is long enough. It's literally one
Oh my.
generation.
Okay.
It's
Anyway, y'all,
literally one
listen,
generation later.
ladies and gentlemen. Omar likes to go around the fact because he don't like that we know him very well. He doesn't like to be read, and so he puts up all these excuses instead of just
No,
giving
wait,
everybody
hold
the real
up.
reason.
Whenever,
Okay,
hold up.
this
No,
is
no.
about
Now
him
you're
not getting
saying
another
that.
Infamous. That's what he wants. This is about not getting Infamous or Sly Cooper. That's what he wants Sucker Punch to make.
No,
That's
I
all this is
literally
about.
said. No, I literally said I want him to make a new
Yes,
IP.
a new IP. You want them to make an IP that reminds you of Infamous. That's why you were so excited about the idea of Static Shock. Because, it's a guy who flies around doing electricity just like in Infamous Second Light. That's why you got hype.
No, that was
Yes,
not.
Omar,
It
yes.
is.
That
We
was
know
not
you, TM.
Infamous.
Where's
We
the good
know you.
That was
We know
literally
you.
Spider-Man.
What?
Yeah, cause it's a
I didn't hear what you
superhero.
said. That's why I said what. I didn't hear what you said. What?
I said that's not Infamous. That's Spider-Man. Cause I love a superhero
What?
game.
No,
Yes.
he's saying he was basing wanting that on the fact that it was a
No,
superhero from
that's not why you
Spider-Man.
wanted it. You saw that electricity power and thought, "Oh my God, it could be another Infamous." That's what
No.
got you hype.
Again, how can he be so that? How can
Just
he
say you
be
want
Because
so?
we
Infamous. Be
because
done
we
How
with
can
it.
you
know
be?
you.
I love.
We know you,
I
Omar. That's
no.
why.
I love the fucking audacity for you to think that you know
All
me
right,
that much.
so hold
That's
on,
the dumb part.
hold on a fucking second. So
Oh
You
man.
couldn't.
wait,
What do you even think?
hold on. So you loved Ghost of motherfucking Tsushima,
Yes.
but 4+ years later you believe is too fucking soon?
Yes. I wanted to
Are
keep it
you
generation.
fucking
I
kidding?
wanted to again. I wanted to
This
keep a
man
generation.
lying.
Make a
Holy
fucking new
shit.
IP.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Again,
Anyway.
He said make a new
love,
IP. But Ghost of
you
Tsushima
love
is a new
Ghost to
IP.
death.
Only got
It is.
we only
You don't
got
go
one
with
The
a new
reason
game.
IP
why
every
I
time.
also
It's
think
hard to hit on a
He
new
wants
IP.
them so
He just
you want
wants a
them
new
to
Infamous.
spend
Come on now. Let's stop.
look, you want them to spend another 7 years rebuilding a whole new game, Omar. That's what you
That
want?
may or may not hit, and if it
7
fails, they might
plus.
be out of bank.
Hold
We
on,
know
wait,
how
wait,
long
wait.
it takes to build new IPs. You want
Wait.
them to spend 8-9 years building a brand new game?
But
So
let me ask
Omar,
you
are
this: do
you
you
not
guys want?
excited for
Hold up.
Death
Do you
Stranding
guys
2?
want?
Because
Do
that's
you
the
guys?
same
Sorry?
time frame.
Oh,
Because that's the same motherfucking time frame, and that's
Omar,
another
answer the
game you
question.
loved. What about
Answer the
Death
question,
Stranding
Omar.
2?
He don't want Death Stranding 2. He wants a new IP.
No, I'm excited about Death Stranding too.
No,
But
you're
Oh
not.
my God.
I would have played a
Stop
new
it.
Okay,
IP.
okay.
We're
Mic
done.
drop.
Moving on.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Is it not too soon for Death Stranding 2, Omar?
Sorry.
Is it not too soon for Death Stranding 2? Look at him. Look at me. He can't. Omar, is it not too soon for Death Stranding 2?
It's the same exact time frame.
He ain't saying nothing. This man, yo. Oh, Marcy, exactly. What, like I said, this is about Infamous because he's not even answering the question. He don't even know how to answer. Look, exactly. If this was Infamous, he would be hyped. We wouldn't we hearing nothing about this. This is what that is. He been speaking, and this is how I know it, because every time a game comes out that even resembles a slight mechanic of Infamous, what's the first thing that comes out of Omar's mouth?
Oh, it looks like
man.
Infamous.
That looks like Infamous. He be fiending. He is fiending for more Infamous. It's like he like an addict, man. He's scratching his arms like, oh man, I need that instant. I need that Infamous shot, man. I need it.
You know. One day, Omar. I hope you get it.
No, you flipped it, but I can flip it as well.
Okay, but you didn't answer the question though. You didn't answer the question though.
No, it's not too soon. No.
Oh my God.
Wait,
why?
no.
Why?
No.
Why is it not too soon for Death Stranding?
No, but
why?
get this. No, but get this.
No,
Just
but get this.
No, just let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Would you want The Last of Us 3 right now?
Would I want a Last of Us 3? I've already answered that. I answered that question last week.
Sorry?
I answered that question last week or the week before. I said I wouldn't mind Last of Us 3, but I'm also excited about the idea of getting 3 new IPs.
Mm-hmm. No, for me, I wouldn't want The Last of Us 3 right now. I want a new IP.
Yeah, but that is a second.
We're not gonna hold on, because
we're
not gonna go over.
No.
We're not gonna skip over the fact. You need to answer right now why it's not too soon for Death Stranding 2, but it is too soon for Ghost. You need to answer that right now. You skipped over that. We're coming back to that.
Those are 2 new IPs in the same time frame.
One was the first game. Ghost of Tsushima was the first. Death Stranding was the first. It had one have a 4 or 5 year gap. Another one had a 4.
And they both why is it not? Cut. I got you on that end.
Yep.
So what's up? You still not answering the question. Why is it okay for Death Stranding to come out in 2025 but not Ghost?
Because genuinely I didn't think what you call it, Kojima would be.
Wait, you cut out.
My mic turned off.
Oh man, it turned off. Okay.
No, my mic almost fell. That's why it turned off. I didn't think that Kojima would be working. Besides that new IP that is working for PlayStation, that is gonna work on something else. So when they revealed what you call it,
but
Death Stranding. No, let me explain. Death Stranding 2, I was excited. But if they reveal Ghost of Tsushima 2, I'm gonna be excited. Oh, as well.
Nah. You can't play it. It's too soon. You need to wait another 3-4 years. You can't play it. Nah. That's what you said. It's too soon. So when Ghost of Tsushima comes out,
you can just pick it up when
Ghost of Tsushima comes out,
I
need you to wait another 2 years because it was too soon, Omar.
I said it's too soon. Did I say?
Yes, and I'm repeating what you said.
But you're mixing up 2 things. You're mixing too soon with me not interested, or I'm gonna.
Okay, but I'm helping you out. If it's too soon, then you should just wait.
But that's what we're saying.
Don't play it day one.
If you are stating it's too soon for something, that means you are not ready for that thing. You think it should be longer.
So just wait.
My thing is with too soon because I wanted to work on something else, a new IP.
You don't need.
My thing is because
I know that they are not working on some new IP. So they're working like on Ghost. Then I'm gonna be excited about it.
Nah. Because I have to point out something. Because you said the reason for Death Stranding is because you didn't think he was gonna work on anything, so you were excited. Cool. But why wasn't the first thing out your mouth when you saw Death Stranding 2? Damn, I wish that was a new IP. Why didn't he make a new IP?
Because I was Death Stranding 2. It was such a fucking.
Because you actually wanted. Because
what number is Ghost of Tsushima 2? Oh wait.
So it proves my.
No, with Ghost.
It's because he actually. Again, like I said, if this was Infamous, he would have been hyped at the idea of another. It's It's because
You
he actually
genuinely-
wants Death Stranding
you
2. That's why he's ready
Bro,
for it.
the way that you're talking, you genuinely
Omar,
think
you answered your question. You just answered my question. That's what you said. You
No.
said I was happy because I genuinely wanted a Death Stranding 2. Okay.
No, I said it was a surprise.
No. I said, okay,
No, it
why
wasn't.
didn't
We
when
knew
you
it.
see it, you didn't say, damn, why didn't Kojima work on a new IP?
Again, that's why I said I was so fucking surprised.
No.
and
That
No,
doesn't make
that's not what
sense,
she's not
Omar.
talking about you
That
being
doesn't make
surprised.
sense, Omar.
She's saying once you've seen it in this, because it has the same time frame as Ghost, and you claim you
should
enjoyed
have been
both
like,
games, you should have
okay,
said it was too
you should have been
soon.
like, okay, he's working on a PlayStation IP. Why wasn't it a new one? Why wasn't that your first thought? The same way the idea of a Ghost of Tsushima 2, your first thought is, oh, it's too soon. They should have made a new IP. So why didn't you, when you see Death Stranding 2, you were like, oh man, that's cool, but I wish it was a new IP. Why didn't you say that with Kojima?
Because I was blown away by Death Stranding 2.
Okay, like I said, and he's
Okay,
proving my point.
Okay,
He's
so
proving my
It really doesn't have to
you
do
haven't
with
even seen
Infamous.
Ghost of Tsushima 2 yet.
No, but I know from either rumors or something like that they confirmed Ghost of Tsushima 2 is in
No,
work.
you said because you were blown away by Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
That's why. But you haven't even
Yeah.
seen Ghost 2 yet, but you said it's too
how
soon.
you know Ghost of Tsushima 2 won't blow you away? You just immediately is like, oh, I'd rather have a new IP.
I'm just saying. So a new what I'm getting at is a new IP is
Okay, so basically,
a new
my
IP
brain was-
is an
my
unknown
brain-
factor, right? So if
my-
you're getting
no,
a
my-
new IP, you don't know if you're even going to like it. But you what we're saying is you told us you loved Ghost of Tsushima, right? The way that the rest of us do, which is why we are excited for a sequel for Ghost of Tsushima 2. Not to mention it was perfectly set up for one. But
yeah,
in the same vein, the same way for Death Stranding 2, which again happens to have the exact same time frame and was also a new IP at the time. We're excited to get that known quantity going forward with a new release in that same universe. But you said something different in wake of Ghost of Tsushima, which you also happen to love. That's what we were getting at.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it
like you
doesn't
love
make any
both games,
sense.
but you're only
They
excited for.
reveal-
But you're only think it's time for one of those sequels. That's why it's weird. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you liked both of the first games. You like Death Stranding 1, you like Ghost of Tsushima 1, but you're only you think it's only time for one of those sequels. That's why it's weird. It's like, what?
Okay, so one, because I wanted to see what Sucker Punch could do next. Because
Why don't you want to see what Kojima could do next?
Because you already know he
We already know where this is at. We can
on a
get
different
him
game,
down. He's
right?
done. He's cooked.
Omar, your arguments are not good.
He's burnt.
I need you
God
to
damn it, take
understand.
him out of
wait,
the oven.
You are not a good debater. You are not a good debater, sir.
They already said that Kojima was working on.
No. Before he announced he's working on a new IP, you didn't know that, okay? But you didn't never say nothing after that trailer. Like, damn, that's cool, but I would have rather Kojima worked on something new. So don't use that announcement of a new IP to block that. You can't do that. No. Because you saw that trailer and your first reaction was, oh man, it looks good, but damn, I would have.
If you like the game and there's only been one in a series, you are not thinking about a damn new IP. I don't give a damn what it is.
I was screaming like a fucking,
I know.
Because I love the first one.
Oh, okay. So
Which
my point.
I would do the same thing if I saw Ghost 2.
But only one of them's too soon, right?
But that's what we're talking. So you're saying you need a visual before you're excited about the idea of Ghost 2.
Yeah.
Well, so basically, what you're saying is, Omar, you shouldn't say anything until you see it.
Exactly.
Basically, yeah.
So basically, Omar should not have said anything until he actually saw a trailer.
Should I ruin Omar's day? There's gonna be at least 3 Ghost of Tsushimas before they make anything else, and there probably won't be another Infamous if they do another one for another decade and a half.
I know.
I
Look,
mean,
look, real,
He's aware,
look,
but
I'm just
you know
giving you
he
a.
pushes
real,
that.
I'm
He
just, I'm
pushes
just
that.
real,
giving you a heads up,
real
so
talk,
you're aware of this.
real talk. Infamous right now is
Mhm.
below for me. Why? Because Spider-Man took over.
Wait. If Infamous is below, why the hell would you want another one before Ghost?
Because I want to see if they, and it's not just Infamous, a new IP. I want to see
Holy shit.
Sucker
Oh,
Punch
make a new IP and then
He
make a new
said
game.
IP. Like, who
Ghost.
the hell does that?
He said
You make
Infamous.
a new IP when you failed or you burnt the other one up.
He
Or you
said
overplayed your hand.
Infamous knocked down on his list, but he want another one. That shit crazy. Omar, you
Because,
be saying the wildest shit.
okay, so if you're gonna, me, even myself, if I'm
Mhm.
gonna compare Infamous or
Mhm.
Spider-Man 2, like now, we're not like Spider-Man 2 is leaps and bounds from Infamous. Like, and I love Infamous. So,
We know. We know.
Infamous, I want Infamous to upgrade the
Yeah, I
same
know.
way
I know. You
Spider-Man
want your
upgraded.
one of your favorite IPs to get that revolution, that evolution. That's what
He
you
wants
want.
to see
I
the
understand.
resurrection.
I
That's
wanted to experience the
I know. You want it resurrected. That's my point. I don't
no,
know why you beating around the
no,
bush
I
because
want
that's what you want.
no, I want no, but that's not just Infamous. A new IP I will take as well.
So you again, like my point, you want them to spend another 8-9 years to develop a new IP when they literally just created a new IP. That's like, why would you want that?
A new IP is hard
So you
to
want
it's
them,
hard to get a
yeah,
hit,
you
and
want them
they
to.
got it. They actually got a big hit
They got
and probably
one of the
saved their
best
ass.
selling games of the last
What?
generation, and he
Yeah,
wants them to try to do that again.
yeah, which might end up in
Damn.
the goddamn studio closing. Cause yeah, your chances of hitting on
So
another new IP like that,
I have to ask,
it's not good.
would you be
So you
okay with
see,
them not releasing a game till 2028 for a new IP?
so you see,
No,
Ghost
no, 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 no. Answer the question, Omar. Would you be okay with Sucker Punch not releasing a game until 2028, 2029 for a new IP?
I mean, we don't know when Ghost 2 is gonna be revealed.
That's not
So
a yes or
It'll
a
yeah,
be
no. That's
20,
not this
25 late or 26. We know that.
again. That's not a
yeah,
yes or a
yeah.
no.
Just add 2 to 3 years of that. All you
Would
gotta
you
know.
be
I
Whatever.
am
okay waiting
expecting.
until
I am.
2028, 2029 to get
Uh,
a new brand new IP from Sucker Punch?
that's what I am expecting with Ghost 2. I'm not
You lying?
expecting.
What?
I swear, I'm not
Why the
expecting Ghost
hell
2
would you
wait,
expect
you're
it to be
expecting
2028 till Ghost of Tsushima 2? That makes no
what?
fucking sense,
to be
Omar.
released, not revealed.
No, no,
Let's
Released.
no, no,
let's just
no.
move on. We know what this is.
That makes no
This
sense. Why
man's
would it take
cooked.
that
He's
long?
overdone.
Really?
Yeah, that don't make any sense.
Okay. I mean,
Omar, what was the gap
Moving.
between Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West?
but it's a different story
No,
when
no, no,
you
no, no,
say
no, 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 no. What was the gap?
what?
What was the gap? How many years?
Mm, I think six,
It was 5. 5 and a
No, it was
half.
2016.
5 years. What
Five
was
and
the
a
gap
half.
between
Yep.
Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 1 was 2018, I think,
Mm-hmm. Spider-Man 2
and
was
and
2023,
2022, I think. Oh, 2023.
or 3, 5 years. Okay, what was the gap? I'm trying to think. What was the gap between God of War and Ragnarok?
God of War was
I'll give you a hint.
2018.
Uh
That
huh.
was actually 4. They did it in the
And that was
fastest.
4.
Yeah, this one was less.
So,
4 and a half.
but you
4 and a
believe
half.
it's going to be the average is around 4.5 to 5 years. So, but you believe it's going to take from it Ghost of Tsushima released in 2020, and you think in 2028, 2020, you think it's going to be 8 and 9 years. Omar, I need you to use constructive thought when you make statements, okay? Because
No,
that
because
makes no sense.
I was thinking about COVID, but I get you.
Okay, so to answer the question one more time, would you be okay with waiting to 2028 to 2029 to get a new IP? Probably, maybe even longer if it was a new IP, because it would have probably started in COVID, so it might even take even longer. What I'm saying, it'd probably take it to till 2030 to get a new IP from Sucker Punch.
You mean if I would
New
accept that?
IP. If it was releasing in 2029, 2030, would you be okay with waiting that long for a new IP from Sucker Punch? Damn, it's a yes or no question. I don't know why it's taking you this long to think.
I would say yes, but in
No.
my heart, but let me explain. But in my heart, it's a no. I love
Okay.
that studio,
Okay, that
but
makes my
at the
point.
same time, I'm if I must wait, I'm gonna wait. But I'm gonna say to them,
No,
hurry
you're gonna
up.
do what you always do, which is complain and complain and say where is it and why is it taking so long. That's what you've been doing now. So why would that change all of a sudden?
But I'm not complaining because I'm a hater. I'm just excited
No,
about
I've been
what
saying
they
you.
want.
Why do you always add things? Where did I say you were a hater?
I was
Why do you
messing
do that all the
with
time?
no, he's
You
talking about
you
because I was
always
messing
add
with him
Okay.
extra
earlier.
context. I didn't say you were a hater. I'm just saying that's what you do. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's a no, because I know you, and you complain now how long it's taken for PlayStation to say something and games to come out. So why the hell would you tack on another 4, 5
Okay. So
years of having to wait?
my thing is, and this is the how my brain thinks, and I'm being genuine with this one.
Oh, I know.
I I equate length with development time, but also something new and something fresh. Like with God of Tsushima 2,
Mm-hmm.
um, I want them to give you the ability to switch to a different weapon style, or play with
How do
different
you know they're
weapons.
not doing that?
We
That's
we
probably
don't
something
know.
they're
Yeah.
improving.
Yeah, but you're making assumptions when we
They
haven't
already
even
had 6 years
seen.
of development or whatever in the Ghost of Tsushima 1. Ghost of Tsushima will be more the same, but they're gonna add shit like that. Like
So
Spider-Man got more moves, but
yeah.
shit, that's what you do. Kratos
So
got
if they
more fucking weapons. He can do more shit with those
oh, I'm about to
weapons. I
say
mean,
yeah,
that's what you do.
we got 2 new weapons from Kratos. Yeah, exactly. So if they give you that, or I mean, is that
I
would
can
that change?
almost
Did
get.
that
I
change
don't.
your
I'm not
mind?
guaranteeing, but that's more than likely one of the first things that they went to the drawing board of. What are we gonna add to this game to make it
Hmm.
new? That was probably on page
Would
one.
you change your mind about wanting a new IP if they gave you that, Omar?
What do you mean, change my mind on what?
Like, would you be like, okay, you know what? Maybe it isn't too soon for a Ghost 2. This looks awesome. Would that change it? Would that be a statement that you would make if they gave you these weapon changes that you want?
What? I'm sorry. Can you
What?
repeat what you asked? What you asked? Sorry.
I feel like you're doing this on purpose. Okay.
No,
I said if.
I
Okay, just
swear
just shh,
I'm not. I swear
just
I'm
put.
not.
Turn me up and listen, Omar. Turn me up and listen. Okay. If they gave you these changes that you want, these upgrades that you want, this evolution that you want, will you be like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. It's not too soon for a Ghost sequel. This
Yeah,
looks awesome.
yeah.
Okay, there we go. So again, the point of this conversation, Omar should have just waited for it before he opened his mouth because he's just making assumptions, and he really, honestly, he just wants Infamous, but he don't want to admit it. It's fine.
No, no. Again,
I know.
if this Infamous doesn't Spider-Man 2, I don't want it. Like we've seen what the bar is.
Hmm.
Spider-Man 2 is the
I'm
bar.
sure that Sucker Punch would hit that bar. That's not the point. I don't. The point. The
They
conversation isn't
they
that they
they
is.
they elevated Ratchet and Clank, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
So that's my point. I said I don't think that Sucker Punch wouldn't hit the bar. I think they would hit the bar if they tried to, elevate
but
Infamous.
that's why because
And that's my
they
point, Omar, because you're making it mean they couldn't. No, they can. But the point is that's not the point though. The point is that that's what you want. You want an evolution of Infamous. That's the whole reason for this discussion.
I
You
want an
want
evol-
a
no
new and improved Infamous.
I want an evolution of Infamous or a new IP. I literally said a new
Yeah, yeah. You
IP.
keep adding the new IP because that's you're trying to use it as a deflection. Like, well, I mean, ain't
No,
a new
wait,
IP.
wait,
No,
hold up,
what you want is Infamous.
no. Real talk though. I don't mind taking L's. You know that. So I'm not gonna use
Omar, you are
Japan.
the hardest person to give an L. That's a whole lie.
Let me
Hardest
ask you this,
person?
Omar. You do realize with you saying the new IP thing, right? Because I know some of the conversations we've had in here, what you're basing that idea on, but you do understand what the risk is of a new IP and the fact that you may
Yeah,
not even
yeah,
like it, right?
no, yeah. The risk for new IP right now, it's between a studio staying afloat and closure. I'm fully
Well,
aware
no,
of that
I'm not
right
even
now.
talking. I'm not even talking about what that might be. I'm talking about the fact that you understand that even if they did a new IP, you specifically may not even like what they do.
I was like, what if they did an IP and then
Yeah,
Omar, hey,
that okay. Yeah, that
Yeah, because
one.
I
no, this
mean, yeah,
is
If
that's the
it's
only
no,
game
that's
of
the
the
you
only
light,
better play
thing.
it and play.
okay. If
This
it's
is what
game
you
of the
asked
light
for.
service, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it potentially, like I don't think you considered that when you said that. That's why I mentioned that because when I say I want a new IP from a specific developer, it's because they've exhausted the things that they've worked on, and I
Yeah.
felt like they needed a
I'm
break.
like, bro,
They
we only
haven't done
had
that.
one damn game.
Yeah,
And he
like right
talking
now.
about, nah, scrap that, build again, make me a whole nother one.
Yeah, like
What?
Naughty Dog is at a point right now where I wanted factions, but they need a new IP right now. Like I don't want
Mm-hmm.
another Uncharted right now. I don't want another Last of Us right now. They need to leave
Mm-hmm.
both of those franchises alone. It's new IP time. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, but
But
that's what I'm
not
saying.
FPS. Please no.
I mean, I hope not, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what it turns out to be. But regardless, it's a new IP time for them. For me, I don't say that for Sucker Punch because Ghost is they're in a prime position to expand on a new IP that sold,
Yeah.
over
I about to say,
10
and
million.
honestly, logistically, it would be stupid to not make a Go sequel. Why would you
Exactly.
not want to build off the hype that you created, the fan base that you created? You just be like, everybody loves this, everybody's anticipating a sequel, but we're gonna put it on the shelf and do something else. Like
Yeah,
that is
that
horrible
would be
business
stupid for
practice.
them.
That is stupid. Why would you even do that? That's like building up people's hype and then being like, psych. Like, no, you don't do that. Like, maybe if the game was Days Gone and it was bad, yeah, sure, make a new IP. But this game did outstandingly well, even in Japan, which PlayStation's first party, they don't even sell like that in Japan. Like they do okay, but they don't do crazy numbers. This did crazy numbers in Japan. Like everybody was playing this. They got so much love for this game, so much hype built around this game, and so much good faith from the community built on this game. It would be so stupid to throw all of that away and make another game. Like you don't do that. You built up this hype. You don't just, okay, we're gonna put this on the shelf for a little bit. We know everybody and their mother was expecting a sequel, but we're gonna do something else now. Like, no, no, you don't do that.
Yeah, I
That's just
agree. I
it's
agree.
bad
We
business.
we both agree with you as well, Henry. Not Henry, but what Wara said that Ghost and Horizon were also a risk. We agree, but what we're saying is they capitalized on Horizon after that. The same, like there's a cadence, right? Because we talk about this as a group in the group chat and stuff when we're not on here. There's a cadence and a rhythm to the way that PlayStation develops games, new IPs, and then a sequel, and then a new IP, right? Um, like she said, logistically, it wouldn't make any sense to break that cadence, right? They come out with something, it's a hit, it's phenomenal, hit them with the sequel, right? Then you work
Hmm.
on the new IP, right? And then you can go back and forth. Basically the
Right.
way that that Naughty Dog did with the Uncharted and the Last of Us series. They hit us with
Hmm.
Uncharted,
We
Uncharted
got one,
2,
two,
and then Last
three.
of Us. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Then Last of Us, and then Uncharted 4, and then Last of Us 2. Right?
exactly.
But
Like
that's the
it's
thing
just.
with when they were making Uncharted
Hmm.
and they made Uncharted 1 and 2.
Hmm.
When I'm not sure if they made 3 before The Last of Us, but Last of Us reveal was such a surprise that you didn't
Yes,
expect
but
it.
that's completely different. Last of Us 1 was set up to be like a solo game. Like not every game needs a sequel. Because I was surprised too. I thought The Last of Us 1 was going to be it because they ended it perfectly. It didn't.
No,
There wasn't a.
I'm talking about 1, not 2.
That's what she's
I'm talking about 1 as well. I'm talking about 1. I said The Last of Us 1 ended perfectly. It didn't need a sequel. I didn't expect a sequel. I thought it was built to be a one-time experience. And
Yeah,
even
same.
Neil came out when he was talking about it. He was like, you know, he thought it was going to be the end of the story with Last of Us 1, but then he got inspired by something, and so he thought to continue it, right? He didn't expect it to be a sequel as well. So it wasn't intended to be like a trilogy or anything. It was just a kind of a one-off, and he was like, well, I was inspired, so, you know, I decided to write a sequel, and that's what happened. But nobody, like, I wasn't sitting there, like, after Last of Us 1, like, damn, where's Last of Us 2? Because I wasn't
But
expecting The Last of Us 2. That was
I
it.
I need to explain something. What I
Go
was
ahead.
talking about is Last of Us 1 existence was such a surprise. I did not expect that.
You
Like,
didn't
I
Okay.
expect
thought,
a new
like,
IP.
I don't know.
yeah,
Why would you
I
expect a
mean,
new
I,
IP?
I,
You didn't
I
know.
thought they're gonna c- continue focusing on,
okay,
you know,
but what
Uncharted.
what does that? I mean, I don't understand what.
Yeah,
I don't
that doesn't
understand
like
why.
what you're saying
What does
doesn't
that? What does that have to do with anything?
that doesn't have to do with that. What the only thing that we were saying what actually should have happened is you should have expected a new IP because that's the cadence that we were
Yeah.
talking
I
about
mean,
that PlayStation has mastered when it comes to their IPs and so
yeah.
on and
I
so
don't
forth.
understand how that helps your argument because they had made 3 Uncharted's before that. So what? Why are you? I don't. What is that?
Yeah, they
That
still
just
made
proves that.
sequels for the other
That just
games
proves that
prior.
they did the one game and then they did as much, you know, two to three versions, you know, of that game, and then they worked on a new IP. How does that prove that they did one and then they worked on another one? Like what was the point of you saying that?
No, I'm not. No, there's no point. I'm just genuinely surprised that when they revealed The Last of Us 1,
Omar, what
that
does
was
that have to
such
do
a
with the
surprise.
conversation?
But the surprise, how surprised you are is like, well, whatever. I mean,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
not
that doesn't.
that has nothing to do with the conversation, Omar. I thought you were trying to build upon your own. That
Yeah, it doesn't have
that
to do
doesn't
with
do
the particular
anything.
conversation.
I was just giving a fucking endpoint. That's it.
I know what you're
What?
saying, but we're just saying like that doesn't your surprise level because you specifically did not expect a new IP doesn't because it could have been the surprise is irrelevant because the surprise could have been a bad game, and then it wouldn't have mattered. But it only
Yeah,
matters because The Last of Us turned
it
out
was
to
good.
be the game that it is.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, so that's what we're saying. The surprise in this case doesn't matter. What we're talking about specifically is the cadence of what makes sense for
Yeah.
studios to develop games and how they work.
Basically, you know, they didn't make Uncharted and then
Yeah, and
Last of
then
Us. No, it was
immediate new
Uncharted
IP.
1, then they made 2, which they built upon it and made, you know, it made an even better sequel, right? And then 3, and then they were like, okay, you know, let's kind of just pause on Uncharted for a second. We got this new IP, The Last of Us, and then that's when the new sequel was introduced, right?
Mm-hmm.
After you built the fan base for the last IP.
Yeah,
You know, that's
to
how
Wara's
that's the
point,
cadence.
don't I know you at least from what I remember you said you didn't really feel Ghost, but don't let the environment of Ghost fool you as to what they could achieve on a sequel. Like I know you were saying because you know Horizon has a lot more openness as far as where it could go, but don't be surprised at what PlayStation Studios are
I
capable of
mean,
on a sequel.
you know, it was Tsushima, the first game. I am expecting them to go to mainland Japan in the second one because that's
Well,
historically that's where the second
Yeah,
the
that's where it
second
invasion
was.
invasion, eh?
happened.
Yeah.
So now that he's fighting, he's gonna. Well, I don't want to spoil it for people, but it's older game. So if you don't want us to go Tsushima spoil, please mute me. But that's where the shogunate is that he's gonna be. You know, because now he's against the shogunate. They're mad because you know he did what he did. So now he has 2 enemies to fight: the shogunate and
That would be
the second
interesting.
Mongol invasion. So I expect him to be going to mainland Japan to take care of business over there. Um,
I
so the
question:
environment will be opening up.
would they implement magic? and kind of make it
I
like
hope not. Magic for what?
I mean,
It's a
let me,
it's a
you
grounded
know,
game.
I mean, the DLC wasn't grounded with how they
I mean,
implement magic
but but
and
she was like a healer though. It wasn't
yeah,
magic.
that's what I'm saying. Make it so where he gets hallucination and can use some
He had a
magic or stuff like
hallucination
that.
dart. That's not new.
No, I'm literally talking about what
He's talking about some of the enemies and stuff in the
yeah,
multiplayer.
yeah, but instead of them, you doing that. That's what I'm saying.
I
You
mean, but
doing what?
he's talking about
Teleporting.
a lot of the more magic level stuff that happened in the multiplayer, but it was more the enemies
Mm,
doing it than anything.
That, but also the single player, the DLC, had that, that magic to it, teleporting enemies and stuff like
no,
that.
I don't want that. Absolutely not.
Mm.
No. I like that it's a grounded in it's not all the way reality, obviously, because you can't do half that shit in real life. But I like that it's a more grounded experience. I don't want magic. Like we've had enough. That's the one thing that everybody wanted. They wanted a ground because we've had so many magical
Wait,
samurai kind of games, like
I,
with
I,
Sekiro and
yeah,
the
no,
other.
I got you.
Can I finish? Thank you.
Yeah, go
Uh,
ahead.
with the other type of everybody was the reason, and most people that I've seen and come across were excited about Ghost of Tsushima because they wanted a more grounded in reality. They wanted to be that samurai experience. That's what they wanted. They didn't want the magic shit because we've had a lot of magical samurai experiences. That's more into the mystical. But people wanted a more grounded reality samurai experience. So I don't want them to switch it up, or not switch it up, but go more magic next. No. Keep it grounded.
Okay, so first of all, to Varamana, I was talking about what they introduced in the DLC itself. I'm not saying about I want magic because I want magic. I'm literally specifically talking about the DLC and how what's his name, Jin Sekai always evolve and use unorthodox ways to kill his enemies. That's it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Mm,
Well, we'll see soon enough
yeah.
because I mean it's about that time for a reveal. So, uh, any day now for PlayStation to get off their
You
ass.
expect it? Would they reveal it
So
with the Pro?
I mean, I am
I
I'm
mean
not I don't know.
that's my prediction. That's what I've been saying.
I mean, it's about time for them to show it. Period, though. So whether it's with the Pro or not, I don't know what their whole deal is with the Pro and when they're going to want to reveal that, but it's about that time. But yeah, I mean, we're at the bottom of it. Either way, I mean, it looks like it's going to be phenomenal. Um, I mean, I don't doubt the Sucker Punch team. The same way I'm excited for Death Stranding 2, like we talked about. But yeah, we're going to close it up and get on out of here. Shout out to Nelson. He had to go eat barbecue. And the rest of us are going to get out of here shortly as well. Morgan, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, the people can find me on Twitter, or not, because I'm usually not posting on there, so sorry about that. At Chill Bandit. Hopefully getting back into the swing of things with gaming. I expect to start actually gaming, for real when Black Myth Wukong comes out. And I'll be posting about it. So if anybody cares about my opinion, I'll share. Hopefully it, holds up for the PS5. But I'll definitely be honest and let people know.
As you should.
Yeah. So yeah. See you guys next week to talk about it.
Absolutely. Also, shout out to Weeb and Kay who couldn't be here today.
Oh,
Otter
Otter Nation
Nation.
for these guys. Oh man.
Yep. And then Karaba, let the people know where they can find you.
Great show, great conversation. Shout out to everyone that came through. Hit that like button and share the stream out. You can find me at Caravan_Job on Twitter and Vitamin G podcast every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week was fun. Next week is gonna be bananas.
Yeah, next week
Between
is
game
crazy.
between Gamescom and the confirmation which IP is heading to PlayStation,
Oh man.
Oh boy. Next week it's gonna
Full of
be
goodies next week.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, damn.
next
Mm,
week it's gonna be it. And
hmm
watch us literally go off air and then they reveal something.
Yeah,
Oh
most
yeah.
likely.
That's how it goes.
But yeah, like you said, next week, a lot of things to be excited about for gamers this coming week. Quite a few releases. Like I said, just to remind people, Concord and Black Myth Wukong, among some other games I'm sure that we're forgetting. And of course, like we said, Gamescom. But you can find me on Twitter at the Real Innate. Lately, completing these games that are in my backlog. I'm about to finish up another 3 or 4. I'm not sitting on nothing. It's time to complete
Oh
these
man.
games because the end of the year
I
is
thought
That was
this
a if y'all
year
didn't understand that, that was to me.
huh?
I
No,
thought
but
PlayStation
ma'am.
don't have no game. And
That
this
was a slight
year
at me for not playing. What'd you say, Omar?
I thought this year PlayStation is slow with games.
I know,
so
right?
so some
You would
people
think.
said, but I mean I'm playing through plenty, and no, I wasn't getting on
Uh
you. I'm talking about me because I'm sitting on Unicorn Overlord at the very end, and I haven't finished it. So
wait, you haven't finished this, dude.
did you not hear me just talk about completing 3 other games? Of course not.
I
But
Oh
did,
man.
but still.
that's
No,
because I
I ain't trying
told
to hear
you.
that.
That's because I want the plat. So I don't want to
Yeah,
just
but
finish it.
okay, maybe it's just me, but
It's
I would
when you
work on
play
the
it,
plot.
you'll understand.
Oh man.
So yeah, you have to get to that point in the game to
Are you
understand
tired? Like,
the
are
way
you
it
tired?
works.
Did you need to take a break from it or?
It's not that. Again, you won't understand until you play it.
Okay,
And you
okay.
have to specifically be going for the platinum because I could probably two-shot the boss at this point. It's not
Hmm.
about the boss or beating the game. I don't want to beat the game that way because there's a
It's the
specific way I
plot.
want to
I
beat
got
it.
you.
Yeah.
I
So
feel you
it's
that.
the
I was the same
platinum.
way with Octopath too. Like it just took a long time. It's had to you got to beat it a specific way that I wanted to. You know.
Exactly. When you got that
Yeah.
idea in mind for certain games, you're just like, I
Yeah.
refuse to beat this game that way. And then that's where
Mhm.
I'm
Hmm.
at with it. So but yeah, we're gonna get up out of here. Appreciate everybody who joined us. Wara, Henry, Sunny came in earlier.
Sanctus.
Sanctus, yeah, my homeboy, Salazar Naruto came through. Appreciate it. Priscilla,
Shout out to everybody, bro.
yeah, everybody came through. So it was a lot of fun. Really great
Yeah.
conversations. Again, enjoy gaming. Unlike some people out here in these gaming streets, and have fun.
If you game.
Otter Nation.
If you game,
If you game.
Otter Nation.